Welcome to another Nerd Talk, everybody. I'm today joined by a new set of people here. Well, not new to me, but they're new to all of you. And I'm excited about having them come on here and to join the nerd community. So I'm Joe with Chirochan and Celeste. How you guys doing today?
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing good.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. And a few things to cover before we get started. We do have a website. You're seeing that down in the ticker. It's entertainmentnerd.club. There we post blogs about 4 times a day. There's always content there. We also do have an Amazon store. So if you're ready to get your nerd on this Christmas season, we probably got something that you're going to enjoy there. Without further ado, we have a lot to cover because Disney kind of just dropped a bomb on us. So let's get started. The first thing I have on my list is Spider-Man 3 and the thought that it's going to be a very Spider-Verse live action centric movie. The talk that you're going to maybe have Tobey Maguire coming back, you're going to have Andrew Garfield coming back. They've already announced that you have Jamie Foxx reprising his role as Electro. You have Dr. Ock coming back. You have all these people from previous movies coming back. How do you guys feel about basically what Spider-Man 3 is shaping up to be?
You go first, honey.
I'm generally excited about it. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's kind of cool they're acknowledging all the people who've played Spider-Man. So, it's going to be interesting seeing those 3 different characteristics of Spider-Man 2. Yeah. And out of all of them, I've especially loved Tom Holland the most. I think he's been the closest and probably the best Peter Parker representation we've gotten.
I mean, he's actually a kid, so that's a plus.
Exactly. That's it, And
especially he was in the comic book, so
right.
I mean,
so
and also my 2 favorites was Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland. They're the only 2 Spider-Man characters that I love very much. I'm not sure about Andrew Garfield, of course, but
I'm about to say no love for Garfield here. No love.
I didn't think he was bad. I like him.
He's just not the best Spider-Man, to be honest with you.
Okay, to be honest, I think Maguire did good as Parker. Just personal, my opinion, in the first and then the second, because to me, with the Maguire movies, just in my opinion, hands down, I think Spider-Man 2 was the best one to me.
The third is
I think Alfred Molina really was a great Doc Ock. His story was it was more than just story, but there's substance behind it. We even had friendship forming between Dr. Octavius and Parker as a student teacher bond, and it actually made you genuinely care for Octavius in this, It always did in the comics, everything that happened to him, but this really brought that light to that. And I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. And I thought the action sequences were really well done in it, because to me, I think 2, then 3 came out and 3 was just, I
would agree.
3's problem was they focused way too many villains. They tried cramming way too many villains and too much of the backstories all in one big blender. And it's like, no.
You don't need Venom. You don't need Sandman. What's it with all this?
Certainly don't need Goblin.
They should have seriously focused it on Venom. That's what everybody wanted. Everybody waited years for Venom. And what made me really disappointed was for the time in the movie, Venom looked awesome, but we only got 5 minutes of Venom, and that was it.
And I'm sorry, Topher Grace.
No, that was the other thing.
Speaking of which, I cannot wait for us Venom 2. Because I can actually see
Woody Harrelson
Carnage
playing.
Yes.
I think that's a perfect thing. And the thing is, what I'm really excited, people forget that Woody Harrelson is a very big comic book geek.
He is.
He was excited, got the role, and he even said, there's a few times he's freaked himself out by playing Crane, some of the stuff he's been reading, and the acting and stuff. It's chilled him, so I can't wait.
And he's going to kill that role. I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be very, very good. And I'm excited the fact that I think he's still attached to it. Andy Serkis is the director. which that excites me alone.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you guys saw his version of the Jungle Book.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I have to see that one. So.
Yeah.
If he takes that type of twisted mindset to Venom, this dark type of thing,
oh yeah,
it's gonna be really good. Also excited to see him as Alfred in the Batman movie as well. Like he just has all the. Yeah, he's gonna be Alfred. So.
Yeah.
Well. But what about? I'm not sure about Robert Pattinson, but it's like let's give him a chance to play as Bruce Wayne and Batman. We'll just give him a chance and see what in the movie.
Batman glitter sparkles does not excite me. I'm sorry. So I am not excited at all.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're not a Twilight fan.
I am not. And these set photos, by the way, for the Batman are not exciting me either. He looks very emo. He looks like to me, like seeing these set photos for like Bruce Wayne. It's like who something. I mean, the look he has is very like like I said, emo. Honest, very.
I'd rather prefer to have Ben Affleck than Robert Pattinson. But like I said,
I'll be that guy right now. Honestly, I know a lot of people put him down. When I saw it, I was actually maybe one of the few. I liked Affleck as Batman.
I loved it.
I think he was great. I think he got into character. What I even liked is he even admitted to it. He studied the faces in the comic books, and I'll give it a chance. I'm not gonna, because I have been fooled by people. Like, look, I'm gonna be honest. When I first heard that Heath Ledger is going to be the Joker, I didn't know how to feel about it. And then after seeing the movie, I was blown. I was like, holy hell, wow! He put his own flair into it, and it actually worked. He
actually prior to his passing in the series, he was into Joker, because you have to see the mindset of how the Joker process and how he works, how he operates. It just makes you sink into being the Joker. And
exactly.
And, and
go ahead. Sorry, Celeste.
Hey, Akira.
Hey, Nakira. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're at the point to get into the darkness where the Joker was in it. You might not come back into it until you have to work your way back up. That's how being an actor and actresses work, especially when it comes to voice acting.
Here's the thing.
What do you got?
I love I know we're getting a little off topic with it, but one reason I love Heath Ledger's Joker, I think the best part about it was we got more of him than just being a villain.
Yes.
I love characters that are so unique. They get into your mind when you're watching them, because some of the stuff he was saying was actually making sense. It was making you think the stuff he was saying. His theories are like, oh shit, this is true. Wow. Yeah. So when he had those kind of characters who can do that, and they can won't mold your mind and really make you think after, and make you think, okay, who's the true bad guy? Who's the villain? Or what is that? And
hey, Oso, it's my brother. Yeah, we are live. We are definitely live, Oso.
Hi.
Good
morning.
But yeah. So
exactly.
Yes. But
exactly.
Exactly. And that's what made it so great, Just when people can bring a character to life like that and really do a good job, they stick with it. And I want to see more characters like that and stuff. Not oversaturation of it, but when it can really make you think and make you cope, To be honest with you, I was like that as a kid with the Tim Burton Batman. some of the stuff like Jack Nicholson was saying as Joker and that. It was the same kind of thing. He just was the, like everything he's saying about the city. And what I love, my favorite line from him is when he said, talking about how dirty the city was, he's like, "The city needs an enema." And I'm like,
right.
It's kind of right.
And my other favorite is that it's like my plastic surgeon said, if you gotta go with a smile.
Right. I love that. That's one of the best
that part.
And I would totally agree that, that the best villains are ones that you can actually side with, that you actually understand, they actually get. As you mentioned, Heath Ledger did a very good job doing that with the Joker. You can kind of relate to Thanos. You may not agree with his methods, but you can relate to what he, and some people can relate to what he's going for. What's other good villains that do that? Like I find myself siding, Magneto. You kind of you understand Magneto. You may not agree with his methods, but you understand him. Those are, and I think when the movies are able to make you almost side with the villain, that's the sweet spot. That's the best.
That's how.
See, on that side note, I will go with that again. I think they could have had so much more molding better if they handled this X-Men movies. And you know what's sad? It's funny when like Logan was great and that came out, because it took on the characters they're saying. And then when we got what was it, First Class, and it went that backstory. It was a better story in the main movies,
Yes.
And and it, like you said again, we got this backstory of Charles and Magnus, and we liked both, and the thing about Magnus is we always did like him, he wasn't a bad guy you hated, and I always enjoy villains like that, and I'm glad that's one aspect of X movie, one of the few things, some of the few that I enjoyed.
Because the late Stan Lee depicts the how mutants can relate to racism in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's understandable what the late Stan Lee was doing.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're touching it right on the head there, Celeste, because I was just about to say, X-Men were like an allegory for racism. They were
exactly.
Definitely.
It was created that way,
Racism and genocide.
Not just for Black people, for all the minorities like Asians, Mexican, Latinos, Afro-Indigenous, regular Indigenous, all of us. So,
very few people realize that or know that, because I remember when the talk was they were going to race bend Magneto and Professor X, there was a big uproar about it. And I'm like, no, this actually makes a lot of sense.
It makes a whole lot of sense. If some uneducated people need to do some research.
Preach.
I'm just saying.
But I love is Stan Lee knew what he was doing about that too. Like my favorite story, just going on thing, when he made Black Panther, he helped, get that created. People are like, "Oh, are you based on some of the Black Panthers? You need to stop this now. This isn't your thing to do."
Right.
So they went to the whole thing. And what did he do? The very next issue, he had T'Challa finding the Ku Klux Klan and punch him in the face and finding Nazi. I'm like, yes, thank you, Stan.
Stan Lee didn't care. He was.
I know.
That's what we love. That's what we love about Stan Lee so much.
Right.
Yeah.
And I hope they go through with that race bending Magneto. Magneto and Professor X. I hope they go through with that, because I'm thinking Denzel Washington as Magneto, or Cuba Gooding Jr. as Professor X, or all these.
Great.
Yeah, all these different possibilities that could kill that role.
Yes,
I want it to happen.
I do too. Speaking of Black Panther, they're not going to do the recast of Chadwick Boseman.
No,
right.
I'm pretty sure that Shiri is going to be becoming the new.
It's what happens in the comics.
Mm-hmm, right.
There's a big part of the comic for a while where he gets injured pretty badly, and she takes over the mantle for a while and does an excellent job with it. And I love that she factors in her science and stuff.
Yes, T'Challa.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
I am too. I think that
I couldn't wait.
Speaking of castings,
yes,
they haven't totally said X-Men how X-Men are joining the MCU, but they have just announced that the Fantastic Four are indeed joining the MCU.
I heard about
they
that.
announced that a movie is happening. My question to you guys is, what are some of your dream castings? Who do you want?
Man, I had a discussion about 2 weeks ago with one of my coworkers about that. And we're sitting down, and he said, it's kind of hard. I heard one good suggestion, and they said for Doctor Doom, right? Mm-hmm. Since we're getting all like a lot of the doctors from Doctor Who coming into the Marvel Universe playing people, because we have Matt Smith, who's going to be the villain of Morbius, and then we already have David Tennant and Jessica Jones, and we've so some people want to see Christopher Eccleston be Doctor Doom, and I was like, yo, that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Eccleston would be an excellent Victor Doom. And somebody say, even go to distance. Let him be Scottish. Let him have his heavy Scottish accent as Doctor Doom. That would be great. And then my other friend Runa Point, he goes, but if you do that and you have a Scottish man in metal mask, we're just gonna have Destro. I was like, that's true. I was like, even better.
I know. People have been floating around for a while. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Yes.
As Sue and why am I escaping me? Mr. Fantastic, respectively. So I could see that. I could see that happening too.
Oh yeah.
And I think that'd be a good casting. Like, I don't like the hard one for me to cast is Thing.
Right. I mean, because
I will say it,
one actor from NYPD Blues.
Yeah. You talking about Michael Chiklis?
Yes, him. I think he did a good job playing as the Thing.
I thought he was an excellent Ben Grimm, because he had the voice and everything down to what Ben Grimm was in the comics.
Yes.
Big friendly guy, scary looking guy, friendly guy, but then get teased or anger him enough.
Yeah, he got triggered.
I admit, I when I was younger, because Fantastic Four came out when I was just about 18, 19 years old, I think.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like I was still a big nerd just waiting for that movie, Going back and now, it's still corny, but I still enjoy things about it. And I thought like one of the best lines, because it felt like the comic at that point, is in the second movie when, Johnny comes in and he's like, how does that work? What? Your relationship. And he's like, if you fall on her, is that considered a rock slide? And he goes chasing. I'm like, that's the kind of direction, from the comics I liked about that,
What do you guys think about Fantastic Four Babies? Fans Four Stick. What do you think about that film?
It was. It felt off. I saw it and I just sat there. I felt numb about it. I was like, I didn't know what to feel. But I think there's just too much they tried factoring in. I think if they had taken time and written it out, they could have had a solid Fantastic Four film. But it felt so rushed.
It did.
And if honestly, it felt more like style over substance. It's like, look, flashy. We're doing all these things, but there was like real no story to it. Like, it felt all over the place, and it felt like they were trying to borrow things from the first two films.
Okay, I do apologize. I love Michael B. Jordan, but he is not this Johnny Storm material. I do apologize. He is not Johnny. He's not Johnny Storm. I'm sorry. He is much better than Killmonger than Johnny Storm.
Yeah. I thought all of them were pretty miscast. Miles.
They were.
Miles, kinda. Miles Teller, I kinda was behind it a little bit.
I can understand that.
I mean, out of all the castings, like he's probably the one that was like the most, like I got behind the most.
Yeah, but let's not forget that Johnny Storm was a teenager as well. He's not a grown person in a Fantastic Four.
And that's the thing, like they're trying to play off, and a lot of movies do this, but this movie did it terrible. They were trying to make him like, oh, we're all these teenagers, you know, and all these like high school scenes and stuff. Like, you're not a teenager. Like, get out of here with that, you know? Mm-hmm. Like the whole science fair thing. I was just like,
yeah, let's not forget about that other movie, the Evolution. Dragon Ball Evolution.
No. We do not bring that up.
No, we got to talk about it now.
No. I actually just watched a video on it today. I don't know. Do you guys ever watch What Happened from Matt McMuscles?
Yeah.
He did one today about the Dragon Ball Evolution movie. Oh my gosh, I didn't know the history about it. That was a train wreck. Apparently, the whole cast got pissed off because apparently, when they said Stephen Chow was going to be part of this,
right?
His name was just on paper. He had no creative activity in it, like they said. And when James Marsters and Trey and Fat got out there and found that out, they were out cussing and swearing out on the set.
I don't blame them at all.
Yeah. And the movie when I first only pulled in $9 million.
I nitpicked every single detail in the heartbeat, knowing that I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. I nitpicked the movie. Like, straight up.
Yeah,
I would be excellent in a sense.
I am that fan. I am that nerd. Like, you don't want me in the theater and then to like totally just like Frankenstein something, because I'm going to be like, nope.
The thing is this. Apparently they had wigs and they changed a lot of movies. The guy who took over and directed this like ruined everything because there is original people. James Marsters is a big Dragon Ball Z fan. That's why he took up the role. Mm-hmm. He actually is the one who changed the makeup for Piccolo, because when they first did it, it looked nothing like Piccolo. And he's like, no, we got to work better than this. This is not what Piccolo looks like. So he tried his best to put together what Piccolo would look like. You know, but yeah, it's a movie he does not ever want to gladly talk about because nobody was happy on the set of that movie.
Kind of like George Clooney and his bat nips. You don't bring it up. You just don't bring it up.
Trying to purge that out of my mind now.
And that bat, what was with that bat credit card? Like that, what was?
I think for that, I always tell people this. That movie was okay. I hated O'Donnell and Silverstone and Clooney as our heroes. Especially, I don't even get me started how much of a waste Alicia Silverstone was as Batgirl. And it really pissed me off. Instead of just making her Barbara Gordon. No, hi, I'm Alfred's niece. Source material, and they couldn't have done it. You know? Even the 60s series did it. But I have to say, the only good part of that movie, Batman Robin, was that's a good one. Scott Eastwood, I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Was Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and I love Schwarzenegger as Freeze. The reason being they were set so campy that they were set up like the 60s villains. And that was their take on Freeze and Poison Ivy. That's how Poison Ivy would have been in the 60s series.
Yeah.
The fact that they all had henchmen, that was a throw to the 60s series. Because they all had henchmen, you know? And I think the Bat credit card was like supposed to be a nod to the kind of the hokey conversation that Batman and Robin, you know, Burt Ward and Adam West would have had and over her. And he would have said, what a Bat credit card. I never leave home without it. And I think it's supposed to be a nod to that. It's just Clooney did not deliver it well.
Right.
You know? So, but to me, I thought Thurman and Schwarzenegger are the ones who were having fun with it too. They weren't taking it serious, you know?
I think they saved the Batman for Batman and Robin movie. I think they saved that movie. They're the reason they saved it.
You know, it's just like, honestly, I'm the person, I thought Jim Carrey was an excellent Riddler because once again, he brought his own flair to it and he's having fun with it.
You
know?
Have to, people, you have to love Jim Carrey and his work. please love Jim Carrey and his work, especially the Saturday Night Live skits.
But
I'm sorry, Celeste. I cannot get behind that Riddler. I couldn't.
It's cool.
Do it.
Well,
you know, once again, I think once again, Carrey's trying too hard. I think Carrey, yes, yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yes, perfect. He would have been excellent, Dr. Doom. He would have been excellent.
I like that one a lot. I like that.
Somebody else said, I can't think of dude's name. The guy who played that's the oh god, I know his name. The Allstate guy.
Yeah.
Some people like to see him as Dr. Doom. I'm trying to think of his name now.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. With that deep voice. Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, he would be chilling. He's a good actor. And I've seen him play a bad guy. He could really do it, you know?
He could kill it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, this is what I'm loving about the MCU. The fact that they've been, you know, racially diverse, finally, you know? Like, I'm okay, getting back on the Disney news, I'm excited they're going for Ironheart. I've been waiting for that.
Ironheart.
And all the whiplash it's getting. Everybody's like, it needs to be Tony's daughter. It's like, okay, first of all, Tony's daughter still would be a child, technically. You know? Ooh, that's a good choice, Fates. I like that. Yes. That's pretty good. And I'm excited for it because I love Ironheart. She's one of my favorite characters. You know?
I wanted to cosplay her.
Is, in the comics, I've read a lot of the comics. It's one of my favorites. She is like has been a genius since 5 years old.
Yes.
You know, and the thing is that the older she gets, the more of nanotechnology she understands. You know, and what I'm hoping happen is I'm hoping we get what I've always enjoyed are the scientist characters. I love that. You know, I want to see the science team come together. So I want to see, you know, Ironheart, Shuri, Peter, and the new Mr. Fantastic, whoever it is, all come together because they are the Danger Science team.
Yes.
You know? And that's why I've always loved them. And then, have Papa Banner look over and make sure, you know, too much chaos doesn't ensue with their science. You know? Because what I'm really hoping happened, and I forgot what comic it was, what crossover. But, you know, I'm thinking it's going to happen. You know, Shuri built Spider-Man suit. Not essentially with the vibranium. But she like worked on Tony's stuff on his spider suit, his Iron Spider, and like made it 10 times more badass. So I'm hoping that happens for this in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know?
I used to think that, you know, I thought they were going to make Shuri Ironheart. I thought they were going to like mess with the comics a little bit. And I thought eventually Shuri was going to
we had that discussion a couple of years ago. Like, that'd be so cool too, you know?
Yeah.
Tony and her work together. But I'm so glad we're going with this, you know? They have two of the minds together, you know? And what I think is going to end up happening is, I think since like Tony's gone, I just got the feeling. I have a feeling that Shuri's going to kind of become everybody's Tony.
Yeah, for sure.
Because she's got the mind, and it's going to be she and Ironheart working together on things. You know, because they both are really technologies like their thing. They can do it with their eyes closed. You know, so I'm kind of hoping that partnership happens. You know, because one thing about these movies is one thing the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done is just not go, hey, here's a comic book movie. It's flashy, it's slow. No, what they did is they built a camaraderie with this Marvel Cinematic Universe, and people waiting years for this. You know, and it's honestly why I'm getting really excited as Marsha Ali being Blade excites me. You know, and I have a feeling. I think I'm gonna call it right now. I've been saying this to friends, but how many of you guys think we're going to see Blade show up in Morbius at the least?
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yes, it's
You know,
happening.
I
had
think
a
that's where
sneaky feeling about it.
he's going to show up at the end. He's going to show up midway in the movie because Morbius was one of the people that Blade was after. You know,
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, so I'm hoping that, you know,
I can see that being an end credit scene. Like that's
Yes.
gonna,
you know,
and also there's gonna be Spider-Man, the Defenders, Avengers, and Fantastic Four are gonna go band together in the end, or probably our phase 2. Because question: who else besides Thanos is gonna be the true bad guy in the MCU?
In phase 4, I can see King the Conqueror. He's a big villain. They've already announced he's going to be in Ant-Man 3.
I also see MODOK coming in.
Yeah.
I want to see what MODOK's going to look like. I'm going to see how to do him. You know, there was talks at one time, and I'm excited about it, that apparently, last I heard, when they were talking, like, you know, rumors and stuff, that voicing MODOK, because you know how he is, he's dangerous, but he's also funny, that Zach Galifianakis was going to be voicing MODOK. And I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
You're good.
Because it's what he is. He's a very dangerous nerd. That's the thing about MODOK. He is. He's like, picked on him, but now he's got the ways of killing you using science, you know, dangerously. So that's like, we're gonna have to like to battle the scientists, and I'm excited about that. You know, if indeed is MODOK. Speaking of which, I had this theory, and I think it's coming to fruition and coming true. So I was like, okay, we all know Peter Parker's in trouble now because thanks to Mysterio and what he did. I was like, something's going to happen. Something's going to defend. I said, the Defenders. I was like, okay, it's going to happen. I said, there's going to be one person who's going to believe and be in Parker's corner. It's going to be Matt Murdock. And now he's been cast in the movie. I was like, what'd I tell you?
He's going to be coming. He's going to be his attorney.
We called it.
Yeah. He's going to be his. There's going to be a scene where he walks in and is like, Peter Parker, stop talking, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? And I see it, you know? I see the Defenders helping out Spider-Man, taking an underground thing. I'm glad, and I hope they get everybody from the series. I'm waiting to hear Luke Cage is going to come. And Jessica Jones. Yeah, you know? Because apparently,
so much.
Also, Vincent D'Onofrio is apparently going to be Kingpin in this.
Oh, his Kingpin was great. I love him.
I know a lot of people complain like he's not big, blah, 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 but that's not the thing about Kingpin. Kingpin's power has never been his size. That's fine. We got a different one. You know, we're a different universe. But the thing about Kingpin is he's sheer muscle. That's what makes him so awesome. You know? You know, and if what I heard is true, I heard like they're gonna definitely connect, you know, Spider-Verse.
We wish you were here too.
I wish you were here too.
Yeah.
They're so in connection with Spider-Verse movie, because I'm gonna say also Into the Spider-Verse is like one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. It was so well done. That movie. Like it was excellent. It blew my mind how well it was. The fact that a comic book animated children's movie took home an Emmy for animated movie of the year brought tears to my eyes. Because we had
what villain? Depends on which comics, like Marvel or DC. Because
I think she's talking about who's going to be the main villain in Phase 4 in Marvel.
Yeah, the next major villain.
Ooh, this is gonna be tough one. I mean, I agree with both of y'all, like King the Conqueror or Murdoch. I have to say, I say like Cole, the King of Symbiote. Because remember, Cole is the first. It's like Abasso from from DC. I mean, he's like he was like the first symbiote, and I'm not into depth of no.
Don't have to be sorry. We want to hear her too.
Yeah,
please, definitely.
Know the symbiote. I'm not into depth of what the symbiote really is, but I know that he's the very first.
Right.
And he's powerful. I think he's gonna come. I think he's gonna come to Earth, and not only he's gonna get Venom, but Carnage and the other and the anti-Venom, if they came out with the anti-Venom in the movie.
Right. So you'll have like Shriek, and you'll have
yes,
and you'll have
Shriek, Scream, Riot,
and just make that the whole thing for this, like the whole Spider-Verse mess, you know?
Right.
Make all that happen. Now, there's one thing I've discussed with friends, and they asked me, what would I like to, see about this? Yeah, I heard about that. This 3 Spider-Man movies. I heard about that. That makes me excited. So one of the things I was like, I want to see, but I don't want it rushed in. I want to see the buildup of Galactus, the true Galactus, right? And what I want to happen is start Silver Surfer out as like a villain throughout the movies. Like have Silver Surfer come and just ravage and beat them, with these powers. And then like maybe along the way realize what Silver Surfer has been doing and have had that wake up call, and lead him to becoming the hero.
I agree. Crack Attack. Can't wait either.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Spider-Verse. I think the direction that Marvel Studios has been really doing a really good job on a handle on this. I'm excited all the time for I'm really excited for Love and Thunder Thor.
Oh yes,
because you'd heard that Sif is gonna be back.
Yeah, and
he just signed on. And also we're apparently going to see Beta Ray Bill, and I have been waiting for that because he's one of my favorite characters.
I was thinking like Christian Bale was going to be Beta Ray Bill, but then he was announced. Then he was announced he was going to be Gore,
and that's really cool too.
I'm more watching the series of Loki.
Oh, okay.
A lot of mischief. You gotta love him.
I'm excited for the series. I'm excited for the premise, how it's all set up. I'm excited that scene was integral from Endgame, was leading up to that. And one thing I'm really excited that they did announce was when they, at the end, they were showing the Loki.
Too soon.
Huh?
Too soon. Too soon.
When they showed the Loki symbol and the different things are changing, they're making a thing that they're giving again a representation that Loki is gender fluid, and I'm really happy with that. The fact that the different symbols for the sexes was going through the name too in the title change, that really had me happy. So I'm like, this is really cool. They're giving that reason recognition too to the LGBT community. So.
Yeah.
So Nakira brought up what ifs, and she's read my mind because this is all we're talking about is what if. So let's talk about the what if Disney Plus series that's going to come out. I am excited about that too.
Me too.
Excites me so much because there's so much stuff they can do, and the fact that it's going to be their first animated series. This one's animated.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Okay. Got me hype on that, but I want Marvel not to disappoint me with the anime. Please, Disney, please don't disappoint me. Do not disappoint me. Because if you do...
I see where you're going with that, Celeste. I see where you're going with that. Because I was about to say, Marvel's good at their universe, at their movies. They haven't been really that good at their animated series. That's something that DC has a leg up on them for.
Oh yeah,
definitely. The DC animated department is fire. But
okay. What really like I watched it again for a 4th time the other day. Justice League Dark. I love those movies.
Justice League Dark was amazing.
Yes, and the whole thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I agree. I agree.
I just have to say one thing. One thing has to happen in these movies because it's happened, and if indeed we're going to get that universe of, Tobey Maguire's universe,
right?
One essential cameo has to happen. since unfortunately we've lost, Stan Lee and having his cameos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other cameo from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies he's happened in these. We need to have Bruce Campbell have a cameo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
I agree.
or at least give Bruce a role. Let him be one of the Marvel characters. There are so many,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
We have not lost the cameos.
Somebody even said they would love to see, because as fun as a character he was.
Babe.
Or
we could have Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Oh no, I do believe Ryan Reynolds has already been the bridge between gapping Marvel and the Fox movies and acknowledging both. Because I'm sorry, the one scene of Deadpool 2 that had me crying in tears laughing is when he and Cable were walking into the place towards the end, and Cable's about to do something. He's like, hold on there, Thanos. Let's wait. I was like, thank you. The fact that Ryan Reynolds broke the fourth wall of that.
Right.
No, what really had me bawling is when he killed off the origin of Wolverines and Green Lantern.
Right. Well, we've all heard about the Thanos Ant-Man theory, right? So.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Good Lord. But like, what I want to happen is here's how I imagine. This is what I told people. My friends and I are like, how would we have Deadpool come in the movie? I was like, either have it one or two ways. One, you see it look like it's Stan Lee from behind, like you see the gray hair, and Deadpool turns around and has the wig and the glasses on like Stan Lee. He's like, I'm here, get used to it. Or there's another scene where there's like an intense fight scene about to happen, and here comes Deadpool running through, and Deadpool's moving on. He's like, I finally made it. I'm here. Marvel territory. And here come Fox people trying to hunt him and like get him dead and bring him back.
That'd be good. No, I like that. or I don't know, like James McAvoy, like going after him in a wheelchair or something.
Because, oh my God, that was my favorite scene of Deadpool 2 also. The party's in the mansion. And he's like, oh, where are the rest of them? And then you see the cast, there's feet, and he comes and closes the door.
Yep. Like they want no part of this.
Exactly. So
I think they're going to be able to bring Deadpool in pretty easily, and they're going to be able to have fun with it. Because I think where they're getting what you're getting at, Chiro, like I think that's kind of what you're going to see. You like Deadpool will go to cuss and the beep 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 beep, and you're like,
Deadpool is going to be that one. Deadpool's going to like break the fourth wall. He's going, wait, is this a PG-13 film? I get to have that one, and like he gets ready to say, and like here comes like Sam or Bucky or one of them comes and tackles him for like saying it.
Exactly. Like I see that happening.
Especially with Nick Fury. Oh Lord.
Oh God, I didn't realize that. Nick Fury would be the one to yell at. Nick Fury would be the one to yell at.
Why have we not got like, I'm tired of this on this something? Like
I've been waiting for that. I'm disappointed one thing in the Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. I know it was everybody, it would have been ruined but I still think they should have done because everybody's expecting it. I'm just sad we never got a point in the movie when Tony and Strange were in the room and have I forgot Martin Freeman's character, the agent, and would have had, can't think of his name right now, but have all four of them had both Watsons and both Sherlocks in the room, and somebody would have said, like, in an argument, go, well, no shit, Sherlock, and all of them stop and turn and look at that one person. That'd have been a great joke. And I was waiting for that. I'm so sad it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, you got some banter between, Iron Man and
which was great,
and Doctor Strange. And because they're two so similar that they got on each other's nerves. Which I thought was
exactly.
It's their smug arrogance for me.
right. Yeah. Who's more arrogant, Celeste?
If anything, Tony is more of a narcissist in some particular way, but I would go for Strange because he don't get me wrong, he broke the rules. He broke the rules of time. Now that he has the time stone, and he would give a better option instead of saying there's only one way and have Tony Stark died in Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
On a side note,
go ahead.
On a side note, that just speaking of Endgame, I'm just gonna bring it up again. That last fight was everything I hoped for.
Oh, I almost cried.
I did too. It was like, okay, what I liked about it was they could have been so, like serious with it and stuff, and it still was, but it was so epic. It was like being a little kid and having all your Marvel figures on the floor and having all your villain figures on the floor and having your heroes like, playing it across the floor. And this is what's going in your head, And the part that got it for me was Cap just getting the hammer.
Oh,
yeah. And I stood up out of my seat. I was with my family because my family saw all the Avenger Stones. That's like our tradition. I got up and stood up. I just went, oh, yes, yes. I was like standing up and like everybody was like cheering like that, And that was just like goosebumps, tears, everything. That was like the big battle I was waiting for. And the fact that he was tossing the hammer and incorporating the shield with the hammer, it was just like,
I thought it was like
they were like, okay, let's make it like this thing that kids would imagine.
Yeah,
well, they teased it. And let's have fun.
Way back, they teased it way back.
Of course, yeah, and
Age of Ultron,
Age of Ultron, when he almost put the hammer to him, he just stopped. And the fact that Thor got that look in his face, but then it wasn't Thor getting jealous. Thor knew, He
was like, he got that look. Oh crap.
There's a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine. She's an artist, and I'll have to get her out to share it in the chat one day. She did a little comic about the different characters who would have been worthy of the hammer.
Right.
And it's Peter talking to Thor, and he's like, Mr. Thor, I don't know what I'm going to do. Mr. Stark gone, and they expect me to kind of lead things. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't even know if I'm like, good enough. And Thor's like patting him on his shoulder, listening to him, just nodding his head. And Thor just puts the hammer in Peter's hand. And Peter's like, huh, what? Holding it. It's like, yeah, Peter would have wielded it too. That Peter would have, because, so.
And also T'Challa. T'Challa got the hammer. Like,
yeah. Yep.
And Thor looked at him and T'Challa's like, what?
Now, I do remember one cool thing that happened. And it showed you that, because it showed you that even though Hulk had anger, Hulk wasn't bad. There was one of the animated Marvel movies. I did like it. It's this one where Hulk kind of got out of control and raged. So Hulk goes over to the hammer, and Thor's like, oh, it's okay. Mjolnir cannot be picked up by somebody who's not worthy. And Hulk just lifts the hammer. He's under control, but the fact that he's still worthy, but he's under his control, and he just takes the hammer and just chucks it into Thor. I was like, that was one of the coolest scenes ever. Thor even had to, oh shit, look on his face.
Yep. I love it.
You
got something?
I was gonna say that back to the DC anime series, and Chiro mentions his favorite was Justice League Dark. I know it's not the movie, but my favorite was, and I'm gonna stick by it, it's Young Justice.
Young Justice, yes.
I love all
amazing.
It's like watching soap operas all over again, except it's the animated series. I just love how the story plays out, and the drama is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I gotta say it was great having Static back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm hoping we get a new Static Shock series.
Well, they announced that
really
they announced at DC Fandom that they dropped that movie is in the works.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah.
And they announced that Michael B. Jordan is the one behind the movie, like
directing the movie. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm okay.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And I also heard little nods because I am liking some of the DC TV series. I need to catch up. I'm a little behind. I like Black Lightning. I really am enjoying it because and there's rumors that we might be getting a lead to Static, and I'm like, that would be perfect. Black Lightning training Static to become this hero, and I'm hoping they lead up to that. That would be amazing,
Except that they canceled Black Lightning, which I know. I don't understand why they did that. Like they did the same thing with Supergirl and the Flash, like CD, CW. Why do that?
Right. Unless the hope is to just bring it all into HBO Max, which I could see.
Yeah.
I mean, could do that to the DC universe.
Yeah.
So many of us can watch. I mean, I would. Or watching in a Fire Stick.
And again, man, I really enjoyed the Flash. I was really excited that they did the, Infinite Earths. That was kind of cool, And what really excited me was I'm watching my family, and growing up as a nerd, was seeing Flash, and when a different Flash started coming in, but there was old Flash with the metal hat and stuff, and I looked at the face, I was like, oh my god. And my mom's like, what are you freaking out about? I was like, you don't see who it is? It took her a minute. She started getting excited. And I was like, it's the one from the 90s series. Yeah. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, yes.
Jay Garrick, the first Flash.
And I was like, this is perfect. It
was perfect.
And
speaking of the Flash, the movie, it sounds like it's doing a similar thing that Spider-Man 3 is doing.
Yeah.
Where they're basically throwing everything but the kitchen sink into this movie, and they're bringing everybody into this movie. The rumor is Christian Bale is going to show up as Batman. The rumor is, Michael Keaton's already signed on. Reprising his role.
That's awesome.
They're getting Constantine. Getting Reeves come back as Constantine,
and the fact, and what I love is the fact we'll have two Constantines. And somebody, there was a question a while back about, maybe it was you. I think, didn't you bring it up on Twitter about who did you like better as Constantine?
Yes, that was me.
Me, both. I think both are great, and I think that there's two of them. And in fact, I just want to hear the reaction from the whole Justice League going, "Oh God, there's two of them."
No, I could imagine Batman will say that. I would imagine Batman will say that.
I'm getting really excited about something because it's in the DC Universe series. Apparently, there's getting ready to be the next season of Lucifer. Right. Apparently, Constantine is going to be in the next season, and I'm just like, yes, this needs to happen. I just see Lucifer and Constantine just nodding at one another because they've had interaction, and they're either going to really love each other and get along or hate each other, but that really hate-love relationship, they'll get along to do things to other demons,
right,
and start beating each other up after it, or they're just going to there's going to be so much trouble with them that they've been banned from ever hanging out again. Yeah, I had forgotten about reading that. I had forgotten she was pregnant. That's right.
Okay, that I could agree. I agree with that particular reason. But for the Flash and Black Lightning, that I cannot understand. Those are the two that was canceled. I do not understand why CW did what they did.
Black Lightning was really getting solid. It was really good.
Right. Moving it all to HBO Max is the only thing I could think of.
Yeah. And I hope it picks up and continues there, because I would like to
DC
see Leave for
Universe.
Static. I would like to see these things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's sad. It's sad it wasn't getting views because it was a really decent show.
Right.
Like, I was really enjoying it, you know? It's just like, you know, it really made me really sad when CW had those short animated skits for Vixen and they canceled those. I was like, man, those Vixen shorts were great. Why would you pull those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were teasing the Vixen show. Yeah.
Yeah. And
first time I hear about that.
I love Vixen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, Vixen's one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I just want to branch off here. Since we're talking about some of the Disney stuff, I just want to go over and talk about how excellent Disney has been with one of my favorite things right now.
Oh, okay.
I've been
good.
Okay.
I've been really enjoying
Arrow. That was Arrow was. That's right.
Yeah.
Arrow.
Yeah, and Arrow. Oh my gosh, Arrow was so excellent. The casting, I love I love all the people. And then what really made me upset was I love that we had John Barrowman on the show. You know, they're just hey Sam, that is my little sister. Awesome. She has made it. But you know, there were so many. Arrow was getting so good. It was so dark. It was good though, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they portrayed Black Canary for the series, you know, because Celeste and I talk as a couple. We have like agreed on one of the couples from the DC universe. We are Ollie and Canary.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
When is that cosplay happening, or has it already happened?
No, it has happened. We did our first couples cosplay. We've only been dating for a year, but we've known each other for about 6 years. But our first couples cosplay was actually Harley and Ivy.
Got it.
Yeah, I was Ivy. She was Harley. That was really fun. I'll share the pictures in one day on Twitter. I have to put them up.
It was I like that experience. It's like how Ivy and Harley were when they're having their own relationship. Harley's a little quirky, just like me, and
all right,
Ivy.
Fates, I will put it in the Discord. I actually have the pictures. I will load them up, so they will be shared.
Yes.
But yeah.
Like,
but I love that dynamic. And I love that dynamic. You know, so but yeah, and I love how yes. Man, speaking of Harlequin Fates, the Harlequin animated series on DC.
Oh, that show's so good.
Praise.
And I'm so glad. Kaylee said once she gets done for thing, they are gonna get to a third season. Like they don't do thing. And there's talks even that Kevin Conroy might be coming on as Batman. They're gonna lead up to something where we'll have a different Batman. And I'm excited about that.
You're blowing my mind, man.
Apparently that, and then apparently Tara Strong as well. We might have Tara Strong being the original Harley too. So I wonder if they're going to like get into the Infinite Earths thing and have like the animated series Batman, you know, and have all of them. I'm like, as long as they get Mark Hamill, because I got to give it props. Alan Tudyk.
Okay.
Was excellent.
I'm a little off topic, but I had to. Chiro, honey, I had to share this story of what I witnessed. First, I'm sorry that you're jealous. I'm so sorry, but
okay, no.
I know you are. Anyway, back in I think it's back in 2018, and I was at Soda City, and I was dressed up as Harley Quinn, and the first person that I went to see is none other than Kevin Conroy. He was at Soda City in Columbia, South Carolina. I was in awe. My heart was exploding, and it was the first time I actually see the Batman. It hurts my soul that I don't even have the money to sign him an autograph and take photos of him. I basically video it on Instagram. And
hey, I'm gonna quote I'm not jealous. I'm gonna quote a line from Family Guy when Peter's like, "My wife dated Gene Simmons, so that means I dated Kiss." So see, my girlfriend met Kevin Conroy, so in a way, I met Kevin Conroy. You know, so no, you're good.
I was at the panel to see Kevin Conroy doing a Q&A and stuff, and his experience being a voice actor, and along with Susan, who plays Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
I met her as well, and I asked him one question, and I asked him that when it comes Wonder Woman, when it comes to the fight, who's good, or in a fight or a relationship, who do you choose, Batman or Superman?
And what do you say?
She said that she will go for Batman because
Batman.
Yeah, because Batman, the Justice League Unlimited, Batman and Wonder Woman were in a relationship, somewhat, but you know exactly how Batman is when it comes to relationships.
He's a playboy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, the coolest person I ever got to meet, somebody from my childhood, I got to meet from my thing was, I haven't got to meet Kevin Conroy. I haven't got to meet any of the Batman animated series cast, but my coolest experience was meeting Alan Oppenheimer, who was the original voice of Skeletor.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool because the interaction happened. There was a Skeletor walking around a convention who had the voice down and was cracking jokes at all the cosplayers. And here came the Skeletor walk up to the table. Alan Heimer sat up and went, "Yeah, who the hell are you?" and he goes, he's like, "Who do you think I am, you royal boob?" And they started just getting into the character back and forth. So it was one of the coolest experiences there. So getting to see somebody from my childhood, hearing his voice, yeah.
But go ahead. My best, but the only one voice actor I wanted to see so badly is none other than the legendary Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
I think I would faint. I
would too. There be so much sheer stuff, and I wouldn't call him Luke Skywalker and stuff. The first thing I want him to do is, how you get the recordings for like voice messages and stuff. I want him to do the voicemail thing from the end of Arkham Asylum when he's singing "Only You."
Oh my god! Yeah,
that was so chilling. That, or I just want him to say one line, because there's one big Joker line that's ever going to stick to my mind from Batman animated series. It's just one of my favorites. I don't know why, and it makes me laugh, but hearing "You killed Captain Clown," just it's like one of my favorites. Because, yeah, and that voice Mark Hamill made up for the Joker. That's why arguably, or everybody asked me who the best Joker and Batman were. Like, I was like, I enjoyed Heath Ledger and I really enjoyed so-and-so, but to me, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are going to be the best Batman and Joker. Yes, they were animated, but there's such a chemistry between them on the set when he did the stuff in the studios and stuff. And that's why they keep coming back, because they loved it so much. And you can hear that love they put into it. But the fact that Kevin Conroy gave birth to this really interesting Bruce Wayne and gave us like the really first in-depth Bruce Wayne, and hit that voice he gave for it.
Yeah,
it's ever going to stick to my mind. It's why I love the Arkham Asylum games. When we got those, they got Mark Hamill, everybody come back, and he's even talked. There's been talks a few times, and I hope it happens that they want to bring a new animated series.
Well, he did reprise his role as Bruce Wayne in a crossover for the CW.
Yeah, I remember that. He did that, and then he also did the when it was the 75th birthday.
Yes,
they did Kevin Conroy came back and did he and Will Freddy came back and did the Batman Beyond skit. All the suits are coming to life, and he's like, old habits don't change, and he like pulls up his cane, he's ready to fight, and I was like, yes,
I love it.
yes, because look, it's funny. People thought that show was going to fail, but it's great. How integral and how amazing Batman Beyond really was.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and the whole backstory behind it. The fact that DC was like, okay, people are really liking this. Let's actually make this into a real thing in the comics, you know? And I wish they would do more with Terry McGinnis. I really wish they would, you know? His whole backstory is great. The whole way, you know, doing things. And once again, you know, I brought a point to somebody. It's like, you see, Bruce had a clone son, and he accepted him. He wasn't a dick to him.
No.
Looking at you, Kent.
You
know?
Yeah, supposed to be this Boy Scout, and you have to treat your son like garbage.
Yeah. And the thing is, Connor's amazing, you know?
Of course.
You know? And it's like, wow, you know?
You have to look at Superman like, Superman, come on, man.
Get it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
So I would love to see a new. I'm upset. Like all the stuff's been happening. I wish they really would have gone in depth and made a Batman Beyond game.
I wish.
Let Rocksteady Studios have done it, because that would have been amazing. Had that future setting and stuff. Because the villains are great. They were so. You know, everybody. The casting was great. You know, I was 19. I've been watching Batman Beyond in high school, and I got out, and a friend of mine sat down. He goes, "You do know who voiced as Terry McGinnis?" I was like, "Who?" He goes, "You do know Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World's the voice of Terry?" I was like, "No." He's like, yeah. And I was like, "Yes."
That was my Terry McGinnis was my crush. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. And Will Freddy has said, "Anytime I will come back and voice him. Let me know when, please. I want to come back and voice him." Exactly. And yeah. And people want that to happen. They want like a newer version, like of Alfred, or like maybe one of his like family people. They were hoping that William Daniels would like voice like to be kind of like Terry's butler once he got into things. And I was like, that'd be awesome. So you have Mr. Feeney voicing, you know, this new Alfred. You know,
yes.
You know, yeah.
So
what happened to Jason Todd?
When we were talking about, you know, like our best interactions with comic book people, comic book heroes, I got something I want to show you guys real quick.
Awesome.
Also, we all gonna give a shout out to Mr. Kevin Convoy and Mark Hamill. Kevin Convoy, Mark Hamill. If y'all seen this on Twitter, just want to let you know that we love you.
Ooh, that is awesome.
And it's signed by. You can already see it, but it's at the bottom. It's signed by Mr.
Nice.
Wow.
That's so Deadpool.
You saw that, like, it says "Hey Adrian" on it. He brought that.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
that was
cool. I'll have to get it out of storage. I have something that's really cool. I have a picture. There's a con I used to go to in Knoxville. I haven't been to it in a while, and it's a fanboy expo. It's amazing. You get like a lot of they really get guests out there, and my big fan moment was that I got to meet Adrian Paul. And
cool.
And you know, so I wasn't paying attention. You know, I'm talking to him, you know, and Kevin Sorbo's next to him. So I went to both their table, and I found out that Kevin and Adrian know each other. So they started having this conversation. I got their autographs and everything. I have a Highlander picture autographed. The cool thing that evening was he had a sword fighting class. He actually still stays in sword fighting.
Oh, nice.
Like he practiced it. He actually, you know, it's like, oh my gosh. I was like, it's like, you know, jokingly, I was like, I want to learn, but then I don't want to be hunted. You know, but no, the coolest thing was this guy came up, and I'm not paying attention to the sign, and he comes over and goes, say hi. I say hi, and I look at him again, and it's Doug Jones. So Doug Jones is the actor who played Abe Sapien and Hellboy. He's been all the people in makeup work.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. Like he's mainly the makeup work for a lot of, Del Toro's films.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been a lot of stuff. But it was so awesome meeting him. But yeah. So that was my big meetup. But I have to show, and I've got some of here stored away because I got to get them packed. But I have Adrian Paul's autograph. It's a Highlander picture.
Nice.
It's yeah. So that was kind of cool. But dude, that Deadpool picture is awesome.
Oh.
Right.
What?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, over on the Disney thing, the other thing I've really been enjoying from on Disney Plus. I grew up, loving Star Wars, but I really do think The Mandalorian has been one of the best Star Wars projects. I think Jon Favreau has look. There's a joke the other day, and I laughed so hard at it. It goes, director Jon Favreau, is recovering after an injury. Send good vibes, everything, as he's healing from his back injury. The back injury from carrying the Star Wars universe on his back. And I laughed. I was like, oh my God, it's so true. Because honestly, I think these are better than the new 3 films.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the new 3 films had the focus that The Mandalorian had, it'd have been so much better. I think the worst thing is, I think that when what's his name? Gareth Edwards did the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
He messed so many things up because I don't know if you know or not, but J.J. Abrams has said specifically he had this map planned out for all 3 movies.
Yeah.
And he explained to Gareth, do not kill off Luke Skywalker. And Gareth went and did all that because he had this whole plan set up the same. So it was like, to me, it was like there was this mapped out paper and like a kid with a crayon just like scribbled all over. That was the new 3 Star Wars movies.
That's exactly what it was.
And it just felt like, I had so many different issues with the film, and I hate bad things happen. I hate what happened from Rosemary Tran. That really upset me. And the thing is, I like Rose's character. I thought she was an interesting character. I wanted to see more to be done of her. And the fact they didn't do anything because fans hated her for no reason, was the stupidest thing, Mm-hmm. And the second movie just didn't really answer anything. The only cool part of the movie, I will say that in my piece, was the fact that they nodded and used Jim Henson's puppets, that they actually used the Muppet Yoda and didn't use a CG.
Right.
That brought tears to my eyes. That scene, I think, was like the best part of the film,
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the best part of the movie. I thought Mark Hamill wasn't wasted. I do like the part when he goes after Kylo Ren is in the Walker and starts blasting at him.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes in debris, and Luke just goes, but like, and then it's wasting that, there's so many issues I had with it. In the third movie, there's just some issues I had with that too. I felt, and this though, The Mandalorian, don't worry, babe, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the most recent episode and the last one really blew my mind.
Right.
I got home and watched it yesterday as soon as I got home from work. And I was just doing like this the whole time. And I was like, so yeah. And I have to say, Moff Gideon, I think, what's his name? Giancarlo Esposito. I think he is amazing.
I loved him in Breaking Bad. I don't know that's not book related, but
no. And I love that, I love that we have a black lightsaber too.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love the thing behind that. I love that they're bringing different notes, different little things, because now that Disney, under announcement, we're getting the Ashoka series, and I'm really excited about that because Rosario Dawson is perfect as her. She did a great job, and now that we're going to get the next movie, the director of Wonder Woman. I'm glad she's doing it. Yeah. I'm glad that we're getting a Rogue Squadron movie because the Rogue Squadron stories are one of my favorites. I love the books. I love the games, and they're interesting. I think they're going to follow through with it. I'm really hoping that we lead and see Dash Rendar in this.
I want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi series is going to be awesome.
I was about to bring that up because, they announced Hayden Christensen is going to be in that.
Yes, Vader.
Come
I'm
back as
excited
Darth
for it.
Vader, and that's
Yes.
that's so good.
And then apparently,
Oh.
I think we're apparently going to get to see in this also. I think we're going to get to see Darth Maul somewhere in that series.
You think so? You think so?
I think, yeah. Oh, we know Darth Maul's still alive, and the fact that I love that the Clone Wars series, because the Clone Wars series was really well done.
Yeah, he's.
You know,
Oh yeah,
all the side stuff, all the side stuff of Star Wars, these little side stories have been better than the actual, movies themselves.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, this is my opinion saying that, I'm not making it, law.
We don't talk about Solo.
But
So Solo.
No, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. The movie's that Solo movie is not how Han Solo is. He is. We all know in the original Star Wars that he is a scoundrel. He is a true scoundrel. Thank you,
but I will say one thing though. Even though the movie tanked and it wasn't that great, once again, I really hated negative fan base. The fact that it was unnecessary to send a man death threats. He stopped acting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because of the threats fans were making, and it's like, why be like that? If you didn't like it, you didn't like it, but don't go and be toxic, to the community. It's just like, but I will say, if you guys never watched it, the Clone Wars series was excellent, and Star Wars Rebels was amazing. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rebels led up to younger Ashoka and where she was.
Right.
And you even get this really awesome fight scene between she and Vader. Because she's still in the thing of trying to get him back, hoping, and it's like, yeah, it's well done, So
my thing about Solo was that that you don't need you didn't need it. In fact, you shouldn't have had it, because all the thing about Solo, especially about the run, his classic story about how he got,
the Millennium Falcon. I mean,
right.
I understand. I get that. It's just, first of all, Han Solo was never part of the Empire in the first place. He's nothing but a scoundrel. He's like a one-man show along with Chewbacca.
Well, the thing was, it makes sense though, because the one thing about Solo is Solo's always a hired hand. Whoever he could get money paid for, that's his whole thing. He played whatever side he could, who paid the most.
Right.
So,
it's kind of the similar thing like telling Joker's backstory. Joker's backstory is good because it's constantly changing. You don't know what's the truth. That's the kind of thing with Solo. And then to go in and make a Solo movie when you're basically saying, okay, this is how it happened. I don't think we needed that. In fact, I think the mystery of Solo is what kind of makes Solo.
Right.
Exactly.
But if I was gonna say that, since you brought that the Joker up again, I was gonna say that I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you read the Three Jokers comics, you probably know who the real Joker is, and that one will blow your mind, and all the aspects is like, wow, I never knew, but why? Well,
welcome back.
We don't know.
No problem. So welcome back.
All right, so, but we don't know how that he became the Joker in the first place. I mean, we all know about the backstory, but we just want to know why and how did it come to that?
Mm-hmm. With Heath Ledger, you want to know how I got these scars? Like, his story constantly changed.
And see, I like that again. They took that element, like they took that element from the animated series, because that's another time. Remember, that started in the whole thing on that in the animated series, because Harley was on top of it, because that famous episode when showed how abusive Joker was to Harley, and that scene he's like, Yeah, and Mad Love, exactly. And when he's talking about was it the story about
we have a special guest.
And he's like, or was it, she goes, hi.
My new best friend.
Awesome. And hello, welcome.
Going on, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna help her out. She's I'm telling you about. Get them, girl. They're your
Woohoo.
I'm just like a really good thing about doing it too. He does it to me all the time. We'll sit here and we'll have a nerd talk, and he'll collapse me, and I'm like, I hate you sometimes. Just lucky that
pull her in. Gotta pull her in.
We're glad you're here. Awesome.
But like you were saying.
Oh yeah, but just that scene. So when I saw that scene, he started telling a story about his scars and everything. I was like, oh my god, they pulled that from Mad Love, and they did so well with it, bringing it in. And I'm glad they went to that aspect of Joker. Now, to be honest, that's why I really enjoyed the Killing Joke so much.
I love the Killing Joke
because exactly, and it's like at the end, it makes you wonder, what did Batman do? Did Batman finally snap and kill him?
No,
Batman, because all you heard, because he does, but it's like at that point did he snap? Because all you heard was the laughing, and it went to that really chilling thing at the end of credits, and all you heard is Joker stop laughing.
Yeah,
and that song says like
they leave it up to the imagination, which was good. I mean, we all know he wouldn't do it.
It's like I know exactly, and another thing that like always think it's why once again going back to another great movie, Return of the Joker on in Batman Beyond, that movie, and when it got to that scene at the end, Terry's like, I get it.
Which one? The edited version or the uncensored? There's two of them.
Oh, I had the uncensored. That was like the best.
Uncensored is always the best.
Yeah, look, the uncensored version. I remember watching it because it actually came on. I remember when it premiered on Toonami,
right?
And it was the uncensored version, and then Toonami got flack for it, and they had to start showing the censored version. You know, the fact my favorite line. I love once again how much. Yes, I know technically Terry is a clone, but still, I love how much Terry has a little Bruce in him anyway. Like he's its own flair. He's not exactly like Bruce, but the fact that Terry used psychology to beat Joker,
right?
In that scene, he's like, "I finally get it. You just wanted him to want him to laugh at you just one time." He's like, "Ha ha ha!" And the way he's creepily doing it, the fact that Joker was getting uncomfortable with it, was just great. It was like, "Oh my god, Terry cracked the code on Joker."
Terry broke Joker.
Exactly. You know, I was like that. I was like,
technically, Batman broke Joker.
Right.
He did.
Psychologically.
He did.
No, technically, Superman broke Joker. I mean, literally broke Joker.
Yeah.
We're not talking that way.
Actually, here's one comic. It's one of my favorites.
Destiny Justice. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes. Right. No, there's another comic. It's one of my favorites. So Joker almost killed Lois Lane.
Season year 3.
So Batman
Justice year 3.
No. This is. I don't think this is Injustice.
Babe, it is. Trust me.
If this is the one I'm thinking about, maybe it is.
It is.
When Batman's like, Batman's like, hey, I'm gonna take Joker to jail. I'm gonna have this. Let me handle it. Are you guys okay? Fine. So Batman's in the car driving to Batman, has Joker, chained up. And of course, Joker gets uncuffed and he's like sitting there playing with the cuffs. He's like, Brucey, that was fun. But I can just always go back and kill them and try to kill them again, do it again. Batman hits the brakes, turns over, and snaps Joker's neck. And then turns himself in for killing Joker. He
came to the Gotham police headquarters saying, I'm here to report a crime.
And it was like one of the best scenes because so later on, Bruce is like in prison. Batman just comes and busts through the wall He's like, we got to get you out of here. That's what you did, was save my family. You did my thing. Let me get you out of here. I can say the word and you're out. Batman's like, I did what I did. I'm serving my time for it. Batman's like, it's dangerous. And Batman's like, he's like, but Bruce, you're in danger here. And Bruce is just sitting at a table by himself. And you look back and you see all these inmates like knocked out, mangled out. And he's like, I'll handle myself just fine. And I was like, yes. It's like, you know.
What year did this come out? What year did this comic come out?
It came out it came out after after the game. They did DC and Warner Brothers they had a collaboration to make a comic
based off the game.
That includes in the game. They had to.
So this is after the 52 update.
Mm-hmm.
This took after the 52 update, because I'm sitting here going, I have no idea what the hell y'all are talking about.
It was after the game came out. They did the same thing with the Injustice 2. Okay.
This is making sense now.
And
I'm sitting here going, the hell?
Yeah, and the fact is that scene in the comic, the way they drew it was so sudden, like the way they did it. It's like you actually saw the motion, almost like you saw Batman do it, like you saw it move and happen. And he saw it so fast. Like Joker still has this like smile on his face on Batman. He did not give him time to react. It was just like and it's at the time. It was like I made the joke and I was like, wow. So this is a moment of bros before foes.
My favorite part is that in the comics, when Superman literally punched Joker hole in a hole in his chest, like you actually see him do it, and Batman was in shock, like, "Yo, are you serious?"
That was crazy.
Yeah,
like everybody didn't know that he could already do that.
Well, the fact that
Superman.
he did it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The man.
And it showed once again how far you can break someone. And once again, it showed how Joker, once again, is one of those characters who can make you think things and get into your mind, even as the reader. And the fact that it showed that Joker was able to take this guy, like Superman, who has to hold all his strength back most of the times, and got underneath his skin and got him to a breaking point and broke him. In that moment, he broke Superman. He broke Superman for what he was for, what he was standing for. You know, Joker did that. You know, it's just like always, once again, it's like, you know. So I love when people always go, "How is Joker so dangerous?" I'm like, because of that right there. Because he knows how to get people. He's a trickster, reverse psychology. He knows how to say and do things and get under people's skin. You know,
and even it goes to show that whether he wins or loses, in the end, he always wins and he's always right.
Exactly.
Just like in Joker War.
Yes. And the thing is with Joker is like Joker's whole gimmick is everybody has a breaking point.
Yeah.
And I can show you how. You know?
All it takes is one bad day.
Yep. Yeah. Joker's always like, hold my beer. I'm about to.
Speaking of something lighthearted, did you guys ever see that anniversary?
I can make Thanos and Darkseid their bitches.
Exactly.
Joker, I can make them my bitches.
I put Joker up against any other villain. Like, I don't care how big or how small that villain is.
Not the Batman who laughs. Not the Batman who laughs.
Oh yeah, that was. I'm gonna tell you something. All right, so the Batman who laughs. It's such a deep read because once again, it leaves you mentally scarred.
Yes.
It's like, wow. It's like, I was not expecting this, you know?
That was the other time that Batman actually snaps and kills him. But before his death, Joker used his Joker toxin on Batman, and Batman tried to fight it so hard to find a cure, but it got to him. Not only he kills the Justice, not only he kills his Bat family, but he also kills the Justice League.
And they kind of touch on that in Injustice a little bit. They dabble in that story a little bit.
They dabble in a lot of things when it comes to Injustice, though.
Oh, there's a second Injustice, the Injustice 2 comics. It goes to show for the first time that we actually see Batman's another child other than Damian, the daughter of the demon.
Oh yeah.
And afterwards, we never spoke of it. They never spoke of her.
No. And Damian Wayne is one of my favorite characters. Like, I love Damian Wayne.
I don't like him in the Injustice 2. I'm sorry.
he kind of was a whiny little
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He was. That version of Damian definitely was.
He's like, I'm joining them because you don't love me, Dad. You know.
And Jason Todd was like, someone was desperate for approval.
Right.
Athanasia.
So I have to bring up something. I know a lot of people hate this, but there's times, there's things sometimes I appreciate in Teen Titans Go. Some of the little subtle jokes, the dark jokes they get away with for that series. And it's like, if you read these comics, you get the stuff they're doing. The episode when Robin was in charge watching after the Batcave while Batman was like out on his vacation. And they're going through the background, and in the background there's a shelf with everything. And you look close, there's a crowbar, and hang off it says Jason.
Yep.
And I just put my head and I was like, oh my God, they got away with that. You know?
They literally got away with it.
You know? So when he got away, kept getting away with little jokes like that throughout the show. I was like, oh my gosh.
Speaking of Jason Todd, he's going to be in the next Titans season.
Yes, I heard.
They're bringing in Red Hood, which I'm super.
I never liked that Jason Todd, to be honest with you.
I don't either. I don't like him either. But
it's going to be interesting today.
It's who we got. I mean,
he's like he's more like a twink boy than the original Jason Todd.
So I really hate how these people are being really hateful. Once again,
you're right.
No, it's true. Y'all know it. It's true, and y'all know it.
Yeah.
It's true, and y'all know it.
I'm pretty sure he has an OnlyFans. I'm just saying.
Then you wonder why I don't write the Red Hood piece. This is why. This is why. You've been asking me for Red Hood for like 3 months now, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting to it. I promise. At some point, it will be completed. Now, it's probably not going to be completed by me because my views on it are they're strong in the negative sense, and positivity is key. Because you should be positive about things. Which that brings me to my point. I know that we're on Red Hood right now, but going back to Solo. So this is the whole reason why I even jumped on because that upsets me. It is not an actor's fault. The way that they have to portray a character. It is the story writers and the directors, right? Problems when they portray their characters wrong. So Michael B. Jordan, no, he should not have been the Human Torch. However, did he play the character the best of his ability? The best of the ability that they allowed him to? Absolutely.
The answer is yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when you go into these other characters that are being harassed and stuff like that, like, what the hell is her name? Amelia Amelia de Clark, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played opposite of Hans in the movie. No one harassed her. No one.
Yeah.
Really?
She has no harassment from Solo. There's no backlash on her from Solo whatsoever.
Wow.
But is there an attachment to the character like Solo though? That's what I'm saying. Like Solo is. it was one of those things like for me, like no matter who would they put in that solo role was doomed to fail.
Because no one can be Harrison Ford. Right. No one can fulfill the role that Harrison Ford did. Not even his own child can fulfill that role. Now, in that aspect, that is not saying that none of these really big actors that we have grown up with or that we know from the past could never fulfill their
or actually knows the Star Wars lore.
Exactly. So when you go into movies like these, you have to make a concise decision and you have to have a kick-ass screenwriter. If you don't, you're going to fail.
Same thing when me and my dad went to see Solo, and when me, my dad, and my actual mom and Chiro's family, we get to see the Rise of the Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And we all had some little intakes on that last movie.
That movie.
I went and watched it with my husband, and I have a very logical process when it comes to movies. Very, very logical process when it comes to movies. My husband has read everything there is to know on Star Wars. Everything. I mean, the books that come out, as soon as he knows one's coming out, he's pre-ordered it. He waits for it to come in. He reads it. He takes maybe 3 or 4 hours. And my husband doesn't read fast, but he will devour it as quickly as he can. So the last movie comes about, and I'm sitting here and I'm, watching how things unfold. And as soon as the transporter that has Chewie on it is shot down, my whole mind immediately clicks and goes, wait a minute.
Did that just happen?
That did not just happen. And then I sat there for a whole second and went to take a bite of my cookie that I got, because, you gotta have something when you're watching a movie. And I had
No, I agree. Oh, yes.
The husband had it. And you don't take popcorn from the husband when he's watching movies. So I went to grab my cookie to take a bite out of it. Literally got to my mouth and I was like, holy shit. That really did just, oh no. Oh no. And my husband goes, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. You don't want to know. Nothing. And then the movie finishes, right? And he goes, you figured it out. And I said, no. He said, you didn't. I said, no, I didn't. He was like, you didn't even cry when we found out that Chewie was still alive. You didn't even cry when we thought Chewie was dead. See, what had happened was not a lot of people knew what she did. I mean, lightning is not a common thing. Something's going on here. Like you don't just learn out of nowhere how to do it. So come on, you're the Star Wars fanatic. You're more into Star Wars than I am, and I'm a Star Wars fan.
Okay, yeah, everybody, all of us were, even during the Force Awakening and the Last Jedi, we all thought. I mean, even me, we all thought that Rey is supposed to be Luke Skywalker's daughter.
I figured it out in the first movie. Nope. I figured out in the first movie that she is not related to any of them, and the only reason why they have a connection, her and forgive me, my brain is not properly working today.
Luke. My brain doesn't work all the time. So
Luke.
Kylo Ren. The only reason why they have a connection is because of the training that happened.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why they have a deep-seated connection, because he was able to open a portion of his mind within the Force that connected directly to hers. And apparently that happened.
I did not expect that she was Palpatine's granddaughter. I was like, what?
I didn't suspect that she was Palpatine's granddaughter until the very last one. Of course, right as soon as Chewie's transport was shot down, and it took me the minute to get the cookie and put it to my mouth is when the whole connection came into point, and then I was sitting here going, my mind immediately raced through all movies.
I was like,
and I'm sitting here going,
like, no. I was like, no. It made perfect sense
to wrap it all the way back around. It made sense to bring it back around to the beginning, to the start of everything. It made sense. Because the only way to kill evil.
There's only one aspect from Force Awakens that I really not Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker. That scene when it was going from both points of view, from Kylo Ren's point of view to Luke's point of view of the story about how he and Ben had a falling out.
Oh, right.
What I thought was significant about the scene, what I did enjoy, I wish they would like put more emphasis on, was their points of view. Like that scene to Ben, Luke looked enraged and was gonna like him. That look in his face was like the range looking, you know. And then, you know, and like Kylo Ren was like, you know, afraid looking and stuff because of it. You know, then it went to his point of view, and he was like crying in fear that he had to take down Ben. You know, I thought that was an interesting scene there. You know, and I wish they would have worked on that more and kept Luke alive into the next movie. Like I said, it just felt like I think Gareth Edwards came in, took out a red crayon out of his pocket, said the script, and was like, "This is my story now."
Honestly, I believe that she did it at the right time, because how else was she supposed to evolve the way that she did? If he still would have been there and still would have been able to coddle her and guide her the way that he was when he was really just trying to cut the strings and make her
we would have had another Kylo Ren on his hands.
Exactly.
You're right about that. Okay.
Cut the strings while you can. And it was something that he learned from Obi-Wan Kenobi. The thing that forced him to be the person that he was, he lost a mentor.
Yeah.
Lost someone that he cared about. And the only people that she cared about was those that was closest to her. She already got hurt by what's his face going down. No, I cannot remember names right now, guys. I'm so sorry.
Which one? Kylo Ren, Snoke, or Palpatine?
No. Her friend. The one that she made a friend out of.
Oh, Finn.
Thank you. Finn.
Yeah.
Finn. She only had so many actual connections with people because she distanced herself so much because of her past. So when you only have so many connections, you have to cut off the deepest, seediest one that you have, which is one of a mentor.
Well said.
Even if it breaks your heart.
Now, what I was really hoping what they would have gone work with more is, I really wish they worked on an aspect about Finn being an adept to the Force. Because, like, one scene, and my brother is a big Star Wars fan. He didn't notice it, and I noticed it the first time we watched it. I was like, oh my gosh, he's Force adept. My brother's like, how could you tell that from things? I was like, the part when on the planet, and when the planet got destroyed, he stopped and dropped, and he's the first one looked like right up at it. He felt it.
Yep.
And it was like, oh my God, you know, because he didn't know much about Finn anyway. You know?
They teased that.
A lot of people don't understand some of the characters. That's another thing that comes with the updates, though. So, you know how we were discussing, it all relates to one another.
Yes.
It'll all somehow lead back to one another and make a connection, especially when you're doing the comic book type world or a movie that is turned into comic books. So before the 52 update, comic books ranged in their own orders, in their own series, and only had certain crossovers because the deals had to be made and the characters had to relate to one another enough or not relate to one another enough in order to make a cohesive crossover. The 52 update, however, has screwed everything up, and now everybody is relatable. You can do a crossover in any series. Now you have this character, and if they combine together, they make this character. That was
Put him on his head.
Thank you.
My problem with that trilogy, the Rey trilogy, was that it was carbon copy almost of the original trilogy.
Exactly.
So
it was very.
It processes.
I really hate the fact that comic books likes to recon every aspect of the origins, and it kind of confused not only the older readers but also the new generations of readers. Is like,
and with the 52 update, it's supposed to make it simpler. But it doesn't, because
and the thing is,
you have those that are the comic book worms, or comic bookies, or even nerds. It just depends on their phrasing that they would love to be called. You have those versus this new generation who is just now getting into comic books and understanding how fun it is to actually be in the comic book world due to DC and Marvel coming out into movies and more animated series that are sitting here going, oh, this is so amazing. We get to the punchline at the end of the comic book and we're sitting here going, no, you get to the punchline in like 3 or 4 or 20 different series of the comic book. What are you talking about? Like, you need to wait episodes in a comic book. Oh, no. They put it all in one comic book now. And no, that's stupid. Why would you do that? You're not going to buy more.
Speaking of getting to the punchline, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Let's talk about that movie. Yeah.
You can keep it.
Yeah.
I am happy that he's able to fulfill his vision. I'm glad that that's happening. Do I think we need it? No. But I am glad that something's going to replace the Justice League that we got, because that movie was an abomination.
Did you say Justice League?
Yes, because that's exactly what it was.
Why didn't you just call it what it was? What it actually is?
Justice League.
I thought you meant the Superman versus Batman.
No, I'm talking about Justice League. I'm talking about the Justice League movie, but it was Justice League.
Because I was gonna say that Wonder Woman saved that movie.
Yes.
Wonder Woman, and speaking of Justice League, Wonder Woman and Aquaman
saved that movie.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
They saved.
I'm so glad they didn't try making Aquaman edgy. I am glad, because in the comics and the anime stuff, Arthur has always been smart mouth and giving people a hard time, because if you look in the comics and stuff, there's always insults and smart mouth and snarkiness going between he and Green Lantern. So
they made him a bro.
No, I'm just saying that out of all the members of the Justice League, Aquaman was the most underrated superhero in DC history, because in so many years he was the butt of everyone's jokes.
He talks
the fish.
Yeah, I can talk to fish. Sure. Do you guys remember those really great things on Cartoon Network when he did the Super Friends skits, the little funny one?
Yeah, he's
and there's the one where the Papa Furl save him, but they're hanging above the lava, and Wonder Woman and him tied up. He goes, "My communications with the fish don't seem to be working," and Wonder Woman just goes and rolls her eyes.
Yeah, but I'm glad they made. I'm glad they made the Aquaman movie. I love it.
So to preface that, we just had this conversation last night. All 3 of us did. Adrian wasn't there. I apologize. Maybe you should get on Discord. You would have been included.
Shrek Superman.
So
Superman's a punk.
So Justice League is supposed to be the new one, the actual unedited 2 pieces on the cutting room floor version. The whole reason why he included everything that he did and didn't want it on the cutting room floor is because you were supposed to find out information that you didn't know. Things that were supposed to lead you into the Aquaman movie, things that are supposed to lead you into the Flash movie, things that were supposed to lead you into Wonder Woman, the new phases of Batman, the new phases of Superman. Like, there was so much that was supposed to be in this movie that got cut out and onto the cutting room floor that you had no idea who these characters were. Just like, why is Flash so damn clumsy and stupid in the movie?
Barry Allen was not like that.
Nope.
Yes, he is an intelligent human being.
Exactly.
Forensic scientist.
Exactly.
Yeah, Barry, even Wally. Either of them. Wally's just sarcastic.
Instead, we got say we got Barry Allen with Asperger's. Like we just got.
I wouldn't have. He always goes that far, and I always tell him to never go that far. Okay, so you have Barry Allen that's tripping on acid. That's what you have. Okay,
More like tripping balls.
You have Barry Allen tripping on acid because he trips over everything. Like, who the hell moves that fast and trips over nothing?
Yeah.
We move slow and you trip over wind.
And that's why exactly I enjoyed the Flash in the TV series. Because that's who Barry is. That's who Barry Allen.
Praise him.
Not Andrew Garfield.
Praise him.
And that run though, that run Ezra Miller has, that run, oh my God. Like that run. No.
So
my father does not like that run.
So from what can be seen in the trailers of the Flash is that you do meet Iris, which was supposed to happen already. You were supposed to see that in the original cut. Now you're getting it in Zach's cut. But it shows that his confidence doesn't build up until her. So you're making him a dependent. Barry Allen's not a dependent.
Exactly.
I mean,
he's the one everyone depends on.
Right. Iris balances him out, but he doesn't need Iris.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. You know, most times in the comics and even in some of the other series and anime stuff, Iris is not even the cheerleader. Iris is that one that goes, okay, get her do your thing. We got this date later.
She's a news reporter, right?
Like she's understanding, you know.
Well,
you know.
Yes, she is.
And at times, you know, keeps his head on his shoulders when he's about to do something. Make sure it's like, yeah, I know you got this. Be careful. Not like this whole thing of, oh, I'll be your support, and you know him going, oh, you know, it's just like, nah, I love you. I'll see you later. Gotta go do my thing.
I got things to do.
Exactly.
And he doesn't trip.
You know. Exactly.
Just like me and Chiro.
And once again, going back on that again, another version of the Flash I really love, besides the one in the TV series, I think they did an excellent job with Wally and the Justice League cartoon series. You know? No, I'm talking about Flash for that series.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that one. I'm not making Young Justice.
And then, you know, when I found out that Michael Rosenbaum was voicing him, I always thought that was kind of cool too. You know?
I think they could have done a better job on a lot of the characters. But I also think that with Joss's cut, they should have left certain other key important parts into it that would have made more sense.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. It felt okay. To me, it's like, okay, here's the problem with the Justice League movie. So it was pretty much, hey, there's Avengers. They did it. They seem to be doing successful, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, no, you built movies that built them all up, that brought them together and introduced them. We saw their characters build, and then we knew what personalities we're going to meet. We knew how it's going to go down. You know? We knew that, you know, that Tony and Steve were not going to get along with each other from the get-go. You know? They were just two opposite the way they thought. So you knew that tension was going to happen. But it wasn't thrown together, you know? And that was my problem with Justice League. They tried throwing everybody in at once, and like you said, they didn't give time to leading into that. It's just like, bam, here it is. And it's like, no, you know, this is not what it was. You can't compete and try to be, you could have worked and done your own thing. But, you know, this is why the Marvel movies work so well. You know, they gave character building and character development for all these characters through their thing. We saw them go through their struggles, you know. Look, do you know why I was really happy about Endgame? Not Endgame. But the fact that no. But the fact that we saw a depressed Thor. We saw a Thor who's going through stuff. Somebody who suffers from depression and anxiety.
Humanized.
It felt so connected to it, you know? It was like Dad bod Thor connected me so well. It's like, oh my God, he's plus size and he's suffering through depression. Like they pay attention kind of thing. You know, I was so glad that there's representation of everything in there, you know. So they even showed the fact that a superhero, you know, this God of Thunder can go through this, and I love it, you know. So, you know, it's the same why I loved this version of Peter Parker. We had a Peter Parker who was really unsure of himself, you know, and you had Tony.
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, on that one, I really think that Tom Holland not only brought the character to life from like personal experiences of his own,
exactly,
but I feel like he also took from Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. So Tobey Maguire tried to pull in the human factor and the human emotion and tried to humanize Spider-Man. He did justice that he could, because I don't hate those movies. I thought that they were pretty good for what they were.
I don't hate. I think the only one I really disliked, like I said, was the third Spider-Man 3, Maguire's Spider-Man 3, because they just tried cramming in so much, and it's like
too many characters at once over the
storyline.
I don't think Ben.
Yeah.
Oh.
That movie was doomed to fail as soon as she added Topher Grace. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to agree with that, because you like I said, you threw in too many villains at once. Why are you overpopulating a movie with villains?
Exactly.
You know, this isn't a huge matchup movie. This is a general
focus on Venom. Focus on Venom.
Yeah, Venom should have been the focus of it. But honestly, I'm glad they didn't focus on Venom, because Tom Hardy was able to come out as Venom
and did a great job. I really enjoyed Venom.
I like Venom.
That movie is my one go-to movie of if I need to laugh. Like, I could watch comedy all day long.
And I liked it. They made him an anti-hero, but they didn't, because the thing is, Venom's never always been bad.
No.
Venom's just been Venom, you know? And Venom's whole thing is, later on, he and Spidey team up, but Venom still likes to give Spidey a hard time just because. I've always said this. Venom is that big, bullying old brother. Like, he's going to give Spider-Man, his little brother, a hard time. Like, Venom would grab Spider-Man and give him noogies or give him wet willies just because, you know,
or,
give him tough love, you know?
Or tidy whities.
And I'm hoping it leads to that, you know? Look, I am so ready for Venom 2.
Me too.
Because just the fact Woody Harrelson being cast as Crane.
It will be carnage.
Yes. Just the fact, you know, like Harrelson, like I said, Harrelson already said he's gotten chilled from playing
Cletus Cassidy.
Things.
Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
Remember, he's a serial killer.
Yep.
He is, but he only became a serial killer because of issues with his mother.
Exactly.
And then,
there you go.
And then Carnage convinced him to go on.
This is the whole mindset of the serial killer. This is exactly the whole mindset of serial killers. It starts with one bad one. It always starts with one part of the family.
And I'm really excited also I'm excited for the Morbius movie. I really do hope it does well. I'm not being biased. Well, I'm just excited because it's going to be interesting if indeed he is the villain. It's going to be interesting seeing Matt Smith be a villain, you know?
Right.
After seeing him, you know, as the 11th Doctor, you know, it's going to be interesting to see that.
Matt Smith is playing one of the FBI agents, isn't he?
Oh, is he? I wasn't sure. Because I know it wasn't mentioned.
I thought he was a college professor.
He's either playing one of the FBI agents or he's playing it. I wrote an article on it.
Okay.
My brain is just not here. I've been
no. You're fine. I understand. Trust me.
Agent, or he's actually Morbius's friend who has the same disease.
Gotcha.
So he's playing one of those
I can see that.
He's playing one of those two characters. I'm
just gonna say, because not gonna lie, I low key have like the biggest admiration for Matt Smith. He's one of my favorite actors. And they better make some kind of doctor's joke because they're getting it. But I going back on that acting thing, having the Doctor Who people, I do like the suggestion, as somebody said. I do like what you said about Ildris playing Doctor Doom.
Yes.
But I would also love to see Eccleston being Doctor Doom. Also, I think he could do a great job too. You know,
I don't take anybody's opinions on that into
the grain of salt,
unvalid, opinions or as an insult. Yeah. The only reason why I say Idris Elba is because he's already played a part in the MCU, and now he's playing a part in the MCU, and he could totally fulfill, because he has, the role of a villain to the best freaking, like.
I'm so excited for him as Bloodsport, because I think he's gonna really bring that character to life.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I might see it. And
I'm sorry. One thing I've been loving about the MCU is also, like, again, coming back to it, how culturally and how diverse they have been. You know, because growing up my life, I've grown up biracial, and there has been hardly, any black heroes back in the day. Most of the time, they either stereotyped or didn't do things. Then we start getting to the stage where it's become more and more accepted. So having a black guy being Doom, I want to see it. Be great. Let somebody else see it. Don't feel those things. I'll tell you something. What really honestly made me upset about the Iron Fist series?
What's that?
It went for the standard trope. Oh, the rich white guy is going to be the powerful martial artist.
All right.
Why couldn't they have gone for an Asian guy or a Hispanic guy, or change it around?
I have to say this. We don't need Johnny Cage as Iron Fist. We don't need Johnny Cage.
Exactly.
We don't need Johnny Cage. I'm sorry.
So
I've not seen a single episode of that series because I refuse to, because
I tried watching the first episode and I got bored with it. It's just like, it's just like, just bring that change. Marvel, that's the one thing. People would have been happy seeing a different culture representing him. That would have been so awesome.
Because,
let's face it. I'm not saying it's but it's like, it's always a rich white guy. And it's like, there are other rich, cultures out there. Hello.
We don't need Johnny Cage.
So to touch back on the Matt Smith thing real quick. Matt Smith will be playing Loxus Crown.
Loxus. Okay.
Whatever. Pretty sure it's Loxus though, because I think that I is not pronounced in that culture. But that's who he's playing, which is the friend of Morbius. So I knew it was one of the two. I just couldn't.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, he is going to be playing the friend who has the same disease as Morbius does.
Cool.
So the whole reason why he's doing it.
I want one character I'm hoping to see be bumped to MCU. He's always been an interesting character to me.
If you say Calendar Man, oh no, that's DCEU. Never mind.
Oh no. I would love to see, because I think he fits so well. I want to see Kraven the Hunter be brought in.
Kraven,
I agree with that. If you agree with Adrian at all about bringing Calendar Man,
I've been pushing for Calendar Man forever.
I'm just no.
Warner Brothers, no. I will write the script.
No,
I will do it.
You know what?
What about
I don't want to see him in the movies, but you know who I'd like to be seen balled into maybe the DC series like Flash or something. Just for the fun of it, just for the laughs, just to bring them in and get somebody good. I've been wanting to see Plastic Man be bought into.
I think they're working on that.
Yeah, because
they are.
I think so.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That sound familiar.
I think they are. I think
Plastic Man.
Yeah, I think they even have somebody. They even have somebody attached to it. I can't remember who.
Wow.
But yeah,
he's like Mr. Fantastic, except better.
I know that. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I'm the one that gave Adrian the insights.
Yeah, I'm almost positive they're working on it.
Either he gave me the insight or I gave him the insight on it. One of the two happened. But it sounds familiar.
And I also kind of like to see maybe like on the Flash, since they're going through these different heroes, I've been wanting to see like the Wonder Twins kind of be brought into the Flash somehow. You know,
I want to see Spectre. Spectre.
Spectre.
Spectre will happen. I think Spectre will happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think Wonder Twins will happen.
Yeah.
I think they're really wanting to bring the Wonder Twins out in a movie to see how it goes instead of a show. Because they've already done it. They've already screwed up.
Greatest superheroes.
Yeah. Because one of the best episodes, I think one of the best episodes of the Justice League cartoon was when they kind of ran into their version, that ultimate version. They ran into the Super Friends. Those people, you know, and he had the people who are like the Wonder Twins, and he had the guy who's like Apache Chief. That whole episode was great, you know.
Can we get Azrael on the big screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's.
Are you gonna give up on Calendar Man?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's bring Azrael. Let's bring Azrael to the big screen.
We haven't. That'd be great.
Yes.
Arrow did him pretty well, I thought. I really liked what they did with Azrael and Arrow. That was really good because he takes him for Batman at one point. He's Batman at one point. Azrael is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay. Yes. Let's not give Bane too much credit because we get it. That's all he ever does. That's all he ever does to Batman. Break his back. Yeah. That's all he did.
Batman.
That's all he did. He just did one simple thing. That's it. He didn't do nothing else.
So everybody's been asking me, we have a discussion, Desert. I meant that since we're talking comic book stuff, and everybody's been having theories, and I kind of have one. What's your thoughts on this? Everybody's asking about Black Widow.
What about her?
So my thing is, I think this whole movie, I think this is what's going on in her mind while being in the Soul Stone. I think this is her. I think it's almost kind of it's almost kind of like her personal hell, or almost kind of like her purgatory. Okay. And she's dealing with everything looks so surreal that she's dealing with, and all these people she's with. So like this could be her own personal stigmata. Going like this is in her own relations. What's going on in Soul Stones with her?
I think I'm always minded to come up with a logical argument against this because now you're making sense.
You know, I like it because you look at everything's a warped the way the world looks. You know, so my whole thing is that she's like stuck in this like almost this pandemonium. You know, and like is it her way of trying to get out? You know, like is Natasha going to be the one to figure out how to crack the Soul Stone? No, because we know, but no, I don't think it's going to go for that. But you know, that's just what I'm kind of expecting.
I don't think it'll go that far.
Yeah.
Readjust. I don't think it'll go that far, but I do think that
I have a feeling she's going to be aware of what's going on. You know,
knowing that she came back to life in some way, thanks to Steve Rogers.
I hope they don't. I like it, but I hope they don't do it. Just because I think she needs to stay dead. And
yeah.
I'm not. I don't know him.
And I think,
what?
What?
I think that impact needs to stay. I think that impact needs to be there.
No, and I like that's heartbreaking, right? I was not okay with that. Same with Gamora. I'm not okay with that either.
The reason I say
here's a theory though. Now people are going to ask, this makes sense because we know how the Soul Stone works, right? So it takes a trade for somebody else. And remember, like Red Skull was there, and he's not there anymore. Now Natasha's there, so it brings the question: where's Gamora?
Exactly.
Is Gamora back? Because it's a trade-off. And people have like kind of forget it. People are like, it doesn't take like one. There's always one person in place there. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but he didn't. Wait. He didn't take the Soul Stone. He was being punished for the acts that he did with the Tesseract.
This is true.
He didn't take the Soul Stone at all. He was forced to be guardian there, but he wasn't gone from there when Thanos threw Gamora over the edge. He was still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was still at the top of the cliff. However, because they went back in time
Mm-hmm.
Gamora is still in the plane that she needs to be in. And if your theory is right that this is a memory going on, then her and Gamora are both living a hell.
Yeah.
They're just living their own, separate from one another. If your theory is to be correct.
Not to mention, we got the past Gamora that was still alive at that time.
Yes. From
this
the
might
past,
be
one that hasn't even been messed with. Whole different timeline.
So this might be what you're saying, that's how Gamora will take place. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have some logic still about me. I got this.
Yes.
Well,
but like I said, I'm really proud. I'm just so proud. I'm gonna go back on it again. I'm really happy Ironheart is coming to the series, and I'm loving the negative backlash. Because I always get upset when every time it's a black superhero, people want to start commenting and get negative, and it's like, are you just jealous? It's like, stop. But I'm really hoping the clash of science happens in his next wave of the Marvel movies because I love it so much.
Who's coming?
Ironheart.
Ironheart.
How did I miss that?
It was actually it was one of the Disney announcements
from just the other day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how did I know the rest of it. I know all the announcements. That is the one announcement that because I have no idea what the hell you all are talking about.
Yeah. Ironheart, Miss Marvel was announced.
Yeah, I already know about Miss Marvel.
Secret Invasion,
I know about that.
She-Hulk.
Yes.
I already know about that. The piece
WandaVision.
WandaVision, Hawkeye, bringing in Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that they announced that in Captain Marvel 2, Miss Marvel will make an appearance in that movie.
And speaking of
gag me,
She-Hulk, Mark Ruffalo is going to be in it. We're going to have, because you have to have
no. That is only a rumor. That's still a rumor.
Hmm. Oh, really?
Mark Ruffalo is still a rumor, only because of the stupid agreements with Sony.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's not take that as a grain of salt.
Yeah, that is still a rumor, and it's because of the agreements with Sony. If he does show up in something that is not team oriented, they can't have him show up as the Hulk.
Sony will get.
Sony needs to put it out.
He's the cousin of the She-Hulk, right? And
yeah.
But he
during the
blood transfusion.
So things have to go according to a certain plan in order for him to show in the series. It has to be as a team, as the Avengers.
Gotcha.
And if the Avengers are not there, or then, what is done is the current Avengers,
then Sony gets the whole piece of the pie.
Yes, because it goes against their contract that they have with using their rights to Hulk.
Yeah, because Sony is basically just like they're doing with Spider-Man, just letting them use the Hulk.
But he has to be there in a team.
Gotcha.
Movie. As the only way that he can do it, anything with Marvel Studios, with Disney, as far as that character, as far as Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Because Marvel and Sony have had a one fallout with Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Yeah, they almost had a fallout, and they almost we're done.
Yeah. It's all about money.
And I'm so glad because my gosh, Far From Home is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Far From Home was a really good way to balance out the palette after Endgame, and it worked so well. And I love the struggle that we were going through with Peter. Love that he was going through this burden,
humanizing it even more.
Yes,
and Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio was
excellent.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how the illusion that Mysterio was doing. The CGI was.
But if you guys caught on, I love how in a way, the Spider-Verse was kind of mentioned. because he was talking about the multiple dimensions.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like, there you go, And then I just absolutely love the end. I love that, J.K. Simmons was Jameson at the end.
Yeah, that was a nice,
because, oh my gosh,
that was my what the F moment.
Really? Because I was sitting there screaming at the screen, going, seriously, out of everybody you could bring back into this movie.
But let's face it, you know how certain people like we say our Marvel cast, they were born for that role. J.K. Simmons brought him to life, and the fact that he even looked like and sounded like the cartoon version, the face and everything, it was great.
My first thought was Commissioner Gordon.
Really?
I would choke the life out of you.
I'm a letter.
What when did Commissioner Gordon become a news anchor? Okay.
Go ahead. I'm not looking.
God. No, just no.
Stop ruining it, damn it.
No, just no. I have to break that up.
But yeah, there's just like people, they just get for casting, and I think that's the one thing I've really appreciated Marvel. Like the way they've casted people.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't look at somebody and just give them their role, And I'm not gonna lie. I think from the get-go now, I feel sad. I really think Mark Ruffalo should have been Bruce Banner from the whole beginning. There's just something I like about him. And
I'm not
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton's not a bad actor.
No, he wasn't bad. It's his whole. He wasn't bad at all. It just like it's the same thing about. He did the same thing. He was demanding too much money for this role. It's like, dude, just sit through. This is going to get good, And he demanded this high amount of money. It's like, and it's the same with, Terrence Howard. I think Don Cheadle was excellent as Rhodey, and I wish they'd have put him, as Rhodey from the get-go. He had more personality, too. They
didn't even acknowledge that change either. That's the thing. Like,
no, because you know why? Everybody was happy with it. We were like, okay, cool. We'll do.
I like.
They look nothing alike, and it's just like, oh, Rhodey. What?
Rhodey slimmed down and shrunk a few inches. That's what happened.
Exactly. But like his personality, I'm sorry, my favorite line, like the end when he had the armor in the second movie. He's like, I like this suit. Well, it needs your tournament. I'm keeping it.
I don't think you should do that. That's not a request. And just flew off. I wasn't even asking. It just took off.
But yeah, that cracked me up that they didn't even acknowledge it.
They weren't willing.
I mean,
not acknowledge changes.
And nothing about the crazy thing about the story, guys.
Well, not even
who originally was going to be War Machine, right? You know who was originally going to be Rhodey?
Who?
Originally, the role was offered to Will Smith.
Oh wow! Okay.
Will Smith said, and I quote, "Nah, this doesn't sound like it's going to go anywhere. This doesn't sound like it's going to be a successful movie."
Coming from the same guy who did Wild Wild West. I mean, get over yourself, Will.
Hey.
Actually,
hey.
I like Wild Wild West. I like it. It's one of mine too. But do you know the story behind this? Did you guys ever hear Kevin Smith's story about the Superman movie he was working on?
Oh yeah.
And the whole story about how the guy was like, Superman doesn't have an outfit, he just flies around, and then he had to fight some soldiers at the Cave of Solitude. It was like he's gonna fight a polar bear. It was like all this craziness. And Kevin Smith was like in awe from how this director was gonna do stuff. He goes, and at the end, Superman is gonna go out and fight a giant mechanical spider.
Right. And that's the idea.
And Kevin Smith's like, what? Huh? So years later, the whole thing got scrapped, and he gets invited by the same director to go see a movie. And the movie was Wild Wild West. And what was in it? A giant mechanical spider.
Right. Well, going on that Will Smith tangent for a second, but you know that he turned down Matrix for a Wild West, right?
I heard.
He was supposed to be. He was supposed to be Neo, but he turned it down for Wild Wild West.
But hey, that's another thing.
I have to say that was a good decision.
Was it so?
Yes. Yes, it was.
But again,
Independence Day. In the second movie, he turned it down because of the Suicide Squad, and they killed him off in Independence 2.
Right.
They killed off his character.
Mm-hmm. Which was actually a good thing that they did it, because even Will Smith couldn't have saved that movie.
Absolutely.
That makes perfect sense now.
Just kill him. Go ahead and bring back Putnam.
Sorry, but Will Smith should have had his actor card taken away after Earth.
I think you have a little bit of harshness going on over there. You might want to go sit in the corner.
I think Will Smith needs to sit in the corner. What are you talking about?
I don't think he needs to sit in the corner unless I'm sitting there with him.
Needs to apologize to America, okay?
No, he doesn't. What's he need to apologize for? You're ranting and raving?
Hold up. All right. Let's get off top. I want to know who watches the Winx Club.
I will not be. As much as I want to, only because I watched it before, the animated version and shit like that. I can't. A live action version, my brain can't compute that.
I can't.
I can't. Live action version of Lilo and Smith, or look what you did to me.
That would be a great movie. Leo and Will Smith. Yeah, there's a
Hold on. I would rather watch Lilo and Smith.
The live action version of Lilo and Stitch. I can't wrap my brain around that.
I need the animated for that. That one's gonna stay for me. I'm okay with some of these, because I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed by the live action Lion King. I couldn't even get through it. I hated so much change. I'm sorry, the animated, the original's gonna be mine. The one I'll give props to, the live action adaptation, I really loved. I thought they did a great job with Beauty and the Beast. Simple for the fact they gave us backstory. They showed how people forgot about this damn castle in the woods. These people are like, where's the castle? And it's like, it's your kingdom. How did you not know it's there?
The big ass castle. How do you not see this?
How can y'all not see it? Are you guys that blind? Are you guys that blind?
Exactly.
Or are you just dumb enough to or you made that choice to forget?
I want to know how Belle didn't see it when she was up on that hill. Because she was up there. You could see everything around her. They spanned. How did she not see that castle?
Yep. So I'm glad they gave like a backstory in that. I really loved all that. I love that they were diverse in the movie. I love that they made LeFou. I'm glad they made him gay and gave that representation.
You can't say that. You can't say that. Take it back.
Huh?
Take it back.
Take it back?
What?
Because they only hinted at it. Disney is actually fighting something right now.
Really?
Are you serious?
Stating that they never said.
They didn't actually.
They only hinted that he was in that manner because people are trying to sue them and get Beauty and the Beast taken down.
No.
Speaking of which, can we get LeFou's Red Hood's number, because this seems like it'd be a perfect match made in heaven.
Could you stop with Red Hood?
Oh my gosh, that breaks my heart to hear that though.
It upsets me too, considering that Disney is making so many changes. So Disney is doing a lot for women empowerment. Beauty and the Beast.
Says the one that did the LGBTQ relationship with Star Wars, the last of the Rise of the Skywalker. Come on now, you can't make that up. You can't take that back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You can't take that back, Disney.
But can't you?
Disney has a hard time of pulling the trigger.
And it's surprising me, you know? Like, okay, so I'm right now. It's got to give me that's lady.
It's the ability to give support. So, you remember that politics deals with everything.
I know.
No matter how big you are, no matter how much you own, no matter who you are, you have to follow the politics of everything. So while, yes, you need to suffice and make those happy in every community all over the world, no matter your heritage, nationality, description of oneself, you also have to remember the politics of the other side. You have to remain as neutral as possible while also giving off just enough hints to be able to battle it.
True.
But then I love some of the people who are coming out with some of the series for kids that are acknowledging it and not sugarcoating. Like, example, Steven Universe. Why I'm a big fan of the series. It's my big go-to because relationships. They show all the gender equality. You know, they acknowledge what gender neutral was, non-binary, gender fluid. They brought that up in the series, you know, and then what I love was Cartoon Network's like to Rebecca Sugar, hey Rebecca, you got to cut down on the LBGT, and she's like, okay, yeah, more LBGT action now, get on it, and I loved it. And I love the biggest thing I love was Russia, since they were like anti and trying to go against it, and they showed the show in Russia. Russia changed Ruby over to a boy and said, Ruby's a boy. Ruby's a boy. So Rebecca's like, no, we're going to fight this. And what did she do? She went in the show, and in the wedding episode, she put the dress on Ruby. And Sapphire had the tux on. And, and it was like, great job. Because there's nothing you could have done.
Does anybody remember the Disney Channel show, Good Luck, Charlie?
Yes.
No.
Does anybody remember why that show got canceled?
No.
Because they brought in a lesbian couple.
Wow.
And so now you can understand why Disney is doing things the way that they are. A Disney Channel show that was running strong for years had no end game in sight. In fact, had already been signed up for another season.
Wow.
Was canceled on the spot because they introduced a lesbian couple.
That's crazy.
Now, while certain things are allowed in certain aspects because they can't be fought against, other things they have to do strategically in order to appease people.
You know what?
All sides.
I'm glad that DC and CW did the Batwoman series.
Me too.
Yep.
Not only that Batwoman is a lesbian, but they brought the new character, a new cast who was black.
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited about it.
I'm fine with that.
And I'm gonna say it. I've always admired Ruby Rose. I thought she's always been a cool person. And in fact, she came out to do this and play this role in the beginning. I thought was one of the coolest things ever. And I like what she said. Her message was, did this hate make me sad? Yeah. But she goes, I got to be who I was. I got to express who I was for this. And I had fun, and I do it again. And it was a fun ride.
She's lying. Because she also released a press release saying why she left the show in the first place. She left the show for too many hours. She couldn't handle the schedule, and she said she would never do it again.
Wow.
So that's a complete and total lie. She legit said she would never do it again.
Wow.
It's too much. It's too much hard work.
And Ruby, how many people in the world could say they got to be Batwoman? I mean,
I know.
How could she not know the hours doing the
show
that she already did?
And you think somebody who's done singing and stuff all their life would understand what hours and means? Just saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's good. We got a black Batwoman now, and it's probably going to go stronger than it was.
I'm excited. I think this new Batwoman's going to kill it. I think it's going to be great. But
I agree.
I have something on my mind that I want to discuss with you guys.
Go ahead.
And that's, I was in your guys' stream the other night, and I heard you talking about a 12-hour stream.
Yes. Do
you want to talk about that now?
Sure. So
Go ahead,
what
babe.
I'm going to do is I'm setting up for a surprise. It's going to be my first one. So in the cosplay community, I have a really good friend of mine, and a lot of people know her as Misa on Wheels. She is an incredible cosplayer, and she has so much positivity. And what's really awesome about her is she supports and gives so much admiration to everybody else in the paraplegic community. And she does not stop the fact of being in a wheelchair, stop her from the cosplay she wants to do. And, she brings up positivity going, no, I'm still this character. I'm in a wheelchair, but it doesn't stop me from doing it. She's like, be who you want to be with cosplay, because I'm a cosplayer myself, and I believe in promoting that same message. With cosplay, it should not matter about your age, sex, race, none of that should matter. Your gender, whatever. And cosplay can be where it wants to be. There should be not that negativity. And what's sad about it is it's from fellow people who got picked on, the nerds, who are being just as ugly, and they've gone through it. It's like, why would you be like this? But anyway, right now she's been going through a struggle, and because of COVID, she's not making the money she's been needing to. She desperately needs money for a wheelchair accessible van, and she has a GoFundMe going. And I just understand what that struggle is. So what I want to do is set up a stream and get her on. Hopefully, I see she has a Twitch, and just play games with her. I might marathon through a game. I'm thinking about trying, maybe even playing the remake of Final Fantasy 1 and see how far I can get to that in those 12 hours. Might switch over and do some Amongst Us, and really try to get that going so we can help get money raised for her to meet that goal. Even if it's not enough, even something towards it, it's still something towards it.
Any little thing helps, and I encourage all my supporters. Once I get the details from you, Chiro, I will definitely let the people know. I encourage
awesome. Thank you.
That all my supporters be in that stream. Definitely I will be there. I'm pretty sure Mommy Fates will be there. We'll definitely be there for you. We'll be there to support you and your friend.
I would be there most of the time, sweetie. You know that.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Thanks.
And while we're on the topic of your Twitch channel, can you tell the people who may not know you about you?
Hold on. Before you start. Sorry, guys. I need to boogie out. I know, wrong timing. Such bad timing.
It's okay.
No, it was great. I'm glad we got to chat with you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice meeting you.
I'm so glad that I was able to join you all and come and have fun. It's such a great time. I absolutely love watching Chiro, especially you. I haven't seen you stream yet, Celeste, but I know with your attitude and the way we've been talking, so your stream has got to be on point, and I cannot wait to see it. Chiro, I love your voices that you do, and you're so upbeat. You're always so upbeat. I love it.
Thanks.
Keep doing you all, and I will talk to you all in the comments.
All right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thanks.
guys.
Bye.
Bye. So, Chiro, what can people expect from you who don't know much about you?
Okay. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chirochan. I have just actually only been streaming for about 8 months now, and I got to say, I cannot believe the positive impact and the positivity I've seen flow in from people who've started watching me. I've gotten followers. I made affiliate. Babe, it's been like 3 months since I made affiliate now?
Yes.
Because it's back in September, right? I wasn't expecting that to even happen. I got the message that day. I was like, what? And all these streamers who started following me found that they have channels and stuff. Nerd, you came across my channel one day, and I was like, hey. And I really love the community that the Twitch community has. There's so many positive people. Even though I've run into a couple of trolls, haven't let that bring me down. I just ignore it. I'm having fun. I'm not trying to be one of those streamers trying to go out to become like uber famous and stuff. I just enjoy the gameplay and fun. So I'm mainly stream retro games and PS4 games. I'm mainly a JRPGer. I love classic RPGs. And once I get some things figured out, I want to start sharing a bunch of Super Nintendo games, classic RPGs. Right now, I'm currently playing through Final Fantasy IV, and it's the PSP Complete Collection. So now I'm on a sequel to After Years, and it's been so much fun playing with everybody, sharing it with me, because Final Fantasy IV, or back in the day in America, it was Final Fantasy II back in the day, was my very first Final Fantasy game, and it's one of my top childhood games. So getting to share that with everybody is really fun, and I appreciate it, guys. Like, I appreciate the followers I have gotten, and it's so fun. The conversations are the best part of it. I love talking to new people. Love talking with my regulars. It's like you guys are all there around with me, sitting with me, watching play the game. You know, so I'm going to continue bringing up that awesome content to everybody, and hope you guys enjoy yourselves. And I give thanks to Nerd for even having me here tonight. This is kind of cool.
It's all about building that community, man. Like, I've mentioned this in your stream several times because I breed it and I believe it, that we need to come together. I mean, we all need to be together. We all need to just have this, you know, this normally goes an hour. We've gone 2 hours and 30 minutes, you know, because getting lost in conversations, that's what I love.
That's what I mean. Conversations are the best. There's just so many things to discuss, you know? Yeah. And I love it.
And Celeste, you also have a YouTube channel. I mean, a Twitch channel.
Yes.
Yeah, want to talk about that?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Celeste-Sparda, and I'm a Twitch player as well. I normally play Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, and Devil May Cry 5, which I love the most, and Kingdom Hearts 3. So I've been in the Twitch member since I think back in 2013.
Oh, cool.
And I haven't even started it until the pandemic started, and that was after Chirochan started doing streaming. So I decided to go for it. But I mean, I did the best I can to do the streaming and all that, but due to the hectics of my job, my last job and my new job, is kind of fluctuates, and most of the time I do TikTok. So yeah, it's been a lot. So I might do hopefully I might do it a surprise live stream. So I'm not going to tell you when, but I'll just wait for a moment. So just be patient with me. But but also it was under my same name, Celeste-Sparda Celeste_Sparda7. So yeah, that's my TikTok. I cosplay a lot, and I did give some a little shout outs, but also had some a little backlash with some trolls that I got, but it doesn't faze me. But also doing a cosplay and all that, but I like to interact with people. I just love everybody. I just don't tolerate any negative comments and all that. Because I will backlash.
Ban.
I will block and well, I will laugh at you. I will laugh at you about your negative comments and stuff, and give you a clap back, and then I will block you. just a warning for all those trolls. You come at me, I will laugh at your face, clap back, and block you. So
savage mode initiated.
Savage.
Don't test me. God, Jesus, not me.
You had me at Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yes.
That's where you had me. So I definitely am going to have to check out your past streams where you're doing Mortal Kombat, because
I will be doing Mortal Kombat as well. But like I said, it's a surprise stream. I'm not going to say it, but I will try. I was gonna try out Melina because a million souls, including myself, cries out for her return. Thank you, Fates. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I only got like over 300 followers on TikTok. Over 300 followers. But I hope I will gain. Well, I'm not doing this for follows or some cloud or anything. That's not my intention. I just want to make friends with everybody to get to know people and love them the best I can. And also communication is key, and I hope y'all enjoy it.
I'm hoping that we can do this a lot more often. I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah,
I think we probably could have gone another 2 hours if we really wanted to. But I'm definitely looking forward to doing this some more and discussing more topics.
Yes.
Hopefully, Mommy Fates, you join us on the regular as well.
Yes, please.
Hopefully balance out the board a little bit. And I really appreciate your guys's we disagreed on things, but we were civil about it and we were good about it, and we I get that point. I see that point.
Yes.
And that's what we need in this community. That's what we need in Nerdum.
Exactly.
Yes.
When's your next stream, Chiro?
I will actually be on at noon tomorrow. I host a stream called Nerd Chat, and it's a kind of a chill stream, kind of like a chill chat for people. It's kind of a safe space for people who just want to come in and talk about games, anime, stuff like that. We talk about a couple things. Some days, if she's home, I play a little Final Fantasy, and I open the voice chat on via my Discord, and it actually connects into my stream so people can chat with me. So I have that open, and it goes from 12 to 2. And then every Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we go and raid some dear friends of mine, Honey and Dandy. They're amazing streamers, and they've helped me, show me around the ropes here on Twitch. So I'm really happy for them doing that. So yeah, they're one of the first friends who actually became really cool, So yeah, if you guys just want to come in, we sit there and just talk about whatever. We just make sure we keep, kind of make it a safe place for everybody. So like I always say, anybody with LGBT, disability, special needs, if you're a lizard man, if you're an alien, Time Lord, I just keep your, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Is there any advice I can give? Just go for it. Do it. If you feel like, if you can build up a confidence, pat yourself, go there. I was nervous when I first did it.
Me too.
And I honestly was doing it just to share it with my friends during the pandemic, because I wasn't able to get out places, and the streaming is just so fun. It's like I'm sitting there with friends and playing video games with the friends. And it's like
the first thing you did was Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII remake was my first game I got into. It was so fun playing it. Some days I stream from my computer, and then I stream through my PS4 when I play the PS4 games. But it's really fun, guys, and I'm enjoying to get to share. I've played a couple games.
I think my introduction to you was Tsushima.
Yes, yeah, that was excellent. That was one of my favorite.
Final Fantasy VII and Ghost of Tsushima should have won the Game Awards. I am sorry. I mean, I
definitely do believe Ghost of Tsushima should have taken Game of the Year. I'm just going to leave it at that because there's so much heart and soul put into that game. The fact is that really impressed me game. This is from the same people who made the
Sucker Punch,
Sly Cooper games, and the fact that it was a game not even made in Japan, but they got studied and did everything. The game sold well in Japan. And I remember the director of the Yakuza games and the director of Devil May Cry both said they wish this is something that I made in Japan. This is a game they wish they directed, and they bowed down to it. And that's really hard to get, when someone from Japan's not from Japan and they like it. That says a lot. It was well written. It was beautiful. They put their time into it. I recommend it, guys. Definitely. If you haven't owned a PS4, play Ghost of Tsushima. it is well worth it. It's really, really well done.
I think the hype is what gave it to the Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Just because there was so much hype around it. And and I think the first one, obviously is the reason for it. The story in that first one was
the problem with what made me sad about the second game was that a lot of the staff were put under crunch, and it really stressed them out and everything. And it's like, so I don't think this game that a lot of people suffered for and went through, it was like the people who went through LA Noire. Those people went through the same thing. They were put for abusive hours and stuff, and this director put them through hell. And it just, so it's like, I feel sad that I get Game of the Year. He looks at Ghost of Tsushima where they took their time, worked on this. This game had been in production for almost 3 or 4 years, and it finally came out, and you see what a beautiful project it is. So it's okay if it doesn't get Game of the Year. It's fine. It's gonna be Game of the Year in my books. So,
I'm gonna say this: that Final Fantasy VII remake. Hopefully, if they did the second one, the Part 2 one, they definitely should get the Game of the Year award. The next Game of the Year award.
We're calling it here, Celeste.
I guarantee it.
Nice.
I am a zombie. It's my thing. So, The Last of Us 2, Days Gone. Resident Evil. Those games I
am getting excited for Resident Evil 8. I saw that trailer. The fact that Chris is back makes me happy.
Not that buff one from Resident Evil 5. The one that punched the boulder. Yeah, I'm still trolling it.
Because, okay, I'm not going to lie. 7, at first I was like, okay, it's going to a first-person aspect. Am I going to like this as much as others? And then the aspect of the suspense and everything in that, they did a really good job of that, And,
oh my God, the jump
scares. Characters, those characters were pretty awesome,
Agreed. I think I got the idea. I think our next time speaking, we're going to talk video games.
Because I'm okay for that.
I think there's a lot to discuss there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. I'm down for it.
I'm down for it too.
But once again, Chirochan and Celeste, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, here.
It was an honor.
It was an honor. It was so fun. Thank you. It was a blast. Thank you, good sir.
So much fun. And yes. I definitely will be in the chat room tomorrow. I'll be supporting you.
Awesome, dude.
And I encourage everybody else here.
Yeah, everyone, please support my beloved Chiro-chan tomorrow on his stream. I do appreciate it, you all. So he really needs all the support that he needs. So
he deserves every bit of it, man. You are great.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
I am going to end this how I normally do. You may never ever heard me say this before, but I say it all the time. And that's for all you people at home. Keep it nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Because nerds rule.
Yeah.